ready? Let's go.
What's up, everybody? All right, as usual, I got to open some screens up first, and I got to open up YouTube too, so I can snag some moderators. Anyway, what's going on, people? Let me know if you can hear me and see me good while I go over here and open up some YouTube. As usual, we're stepping on people, but you know how it is. I can't see nobody right now, so hold on. I thought I had the live stream open on YouTube. Somebody must have shut it down. All right, I'm on echo, so as soon as it loads, I'll mute myself. There we go. Now we're in business. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. We answered Rick. Randy, what's going on, buddy? Happy Easter. Tony and Chris, chickens are gone. Thank you very much. Happy Easter to you guys. Ashley, happy Easter. Thank you for dropping in. I'm going to go back here on StreamYard. I see myself lagging. So we're going to do some cool stuff tonight. We're going to talk about bringing back the trivia game, excuse me, that I made like, I don't know what, a year and a half, 2 years ago. The chicken trivia was pretty good. The win-lose, no, what was it? Pictionary, that was another one. Had all that was mostly like gardening Pictionary. Made both of those games, programmed them over in Jot. So I'm thinking about bringing them back because a lot of people was asking about it when we was talking about coming back with live streams. Well, enough people anyway to play again. And we're going to give y'all a real look at the book tonight because nasty weather here. Got most of our stuff done outside for today. We got a frost coming in, so as soon as I get done with this, got to run outside and cover a few things up because we do have stuff outside. I make them all the time, actually, so no worries. How you doing, Peanut? What's going on? I'm starting to utilize this. I forgot everything about StreamYard. So yeah, I'm actually going to show you some excerpts from the book tonight, and we're also, in case you forgot, we're going to look at the trivia game. We're not going to play it. I'm just going to show you what it looks like, maybe refresh your memory. But I think we built 4, but the chicken trivia seemed to be pretty good. And the Gardengurus was actually a pretty good. Had some good people in it too, or a bunch of people anyway. Boone, I hadn't checked my phone. I'm not sure how long you're going to be able to stay, but we love you, sweet lady. Glad you got to come in here. I'm off tomorrow, so I just did this. Like I said, we're going to start doing them every weekend since we're not doing, or we have people doing the night clients. We didn't as we transition over. But yeah, I see you're going to be there. So if you got to work tomorrow, you got to leave. You can't hang out long. But we love having you in here, so stay as long as you can. I'll throw the link up. Anybody when it comes out, I'm not sure you're going to want to though, because with all this Easter stuff going on, sure everybody's tired. But like I said, we didn't have much to do today after eating. Didn't invite nobody over, no friends, no family. We just spent time with each other and got some stuff done. It was actually a pretty good day. And then I cooked a whole bunch of stuff for everybody, but it wasn't that big. It was just me, Bobby, and the kids. That's it. And Beast and the goats. Misha, what's up? So, and if everybody got their proto packs, let me know. Everybody's proto packs was different. If you had chickens, or if you currently own chickens, you probably got some Growterra samples. When we find out you actually do have chickens, you'll probably get some next time. We're also going to be starting to utilize some cuttings, bare root cuttings and things like that we're going to start sending as soon as we can work up some insurance and stuff with shipping. So we're going to be shipping out some really cool stuff for our members, but everybody's has been sent out. So Um, I'm pretty sure it's been at least 3 days. Misha said hers was opened up, so but everything was in there, and it happens sometimes. Usually, if it's going out of the United States, they'll open them up when it gets to like UK or Royal Mail. They open up everything there and stick it all back in. But you're very welcome, Misha. Hey, Tina, what's going on? Thank you for coming in. Yeah, they do that sometimes, especially with seed. I don't know. They can run it through. They can see what's in there without opening it up. But when they find out it's seed, they like to check it out. Rug Farmer, how you doing? So yeah, guys, the chicken trivia. A lot of people said they learned a whole lot of stuff from it. There was a lot of questions on there you really couldn't find on Google. If you did, you kind of had to do a lot of reading to find it. So we're probably going to try to utilize that again, since a lot of the chicken videos I've been putting out has been our biggest hit so far. Create your own chicken breed has surpassed every other video, and we just put it out like 11 or 12 months ago. So we're just going to stick with chicken trivia. Win, lose, the drawing thing was fun. I keep wanting to call it win, lose, or draw, but it's not that. It's Pictionary, Garden Pictionary. That was fun, but if you was on your cell phone, you had to use your finger to draw, and if you was on Windows, you had to use your mouse, and that's why your mouse. Wow, that'd be fun. Everybody had a problem with using the mouse, but it was a lot of fun just watching people attempt it anyway. But most people didn't want to come up and draw because they was too shy or bashful or something. But anyway, that was a lot of fun. But we're going to come. I deleted them all. I mean, I actually coded them anyway, so they was mine. So I'm just going to rebuild two of them, which are our most popular ones, and the chicken trivia is definitely one of them. So we'll look at that in just a minute. Thank you very much, Randy. I'm going to get back over. Mark, how you doing, buddy? I didn't see you come in. Mark J. Larson, how you doing, brother? Thank you for dropping in. I hope y'all had a great Easter. Like I said, mine was chillaxed. We didn't really do a whole lot. I had fun with the goats. We let the goats run around, play with the kids, let them out today. Didn't really do a whole lot of other stuff. Got a few things in the ground because I know frost was coming tonight. I had got so much stuff I got to put in the ground. But then I realized I was going to get too much done, and I don't have enough covers for everything, so I just stopped halfway through. So that's what Wednesday's video is going to be about. Is going to be how we plant in this weed-free gardening system that we set up. So we'll give you a tour of both gardens and show you how they're both completely covered, except for the elderberry, because we didn't cut them back this year. The cuttings that we put in last spring is about 6 foot tall now, so now it's time to cut them after this season. But they're so big we didn't have. There's just no way we could put a piece down the middle. But anyway, you can't plant seed when you use this type of gardening system. You just can't plant seed in it at all. You have to use cuttings that you do yourself or ones you go buy. So we'll show you guys how we do that. Look here. How you guys doing, fam? Good to see you in here. Nina Hoyt, and here's Boone. I did say hey to Boone. I got Mark. Broke Farmer. I think I got you. If I didn't, thank you very much for coming in, man. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I thought it was, especially when you got Jules up there trying to draw, and he did pretty good. A lot of people done really good, especially when you had to use your finger. Nobody was really happy with what they was doing, but I could tell what everybody was. Boone blueberries and strawberries. I could tell what all that was. It was a lot of fun. Mark, how you doing, man? Thank you for coming in. So I already got it up here, and I'm really excited to show you guys some excerpts out of the book. I've worked like all day yesterday getting some out without giving out too much information, but we're going to take a look at it. But first, I'm going to share the screen with you, and I'll go through like 3 or 4 things that we had. What's going on, fam? Darren, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Man, I got to show you the peppers too. They're like some of them 6, 8 inches tall. Some of them still small, but like 100%, everything I planted came up. They've grown a lot since I sent you a picture, but I'm glad you're in here, man. You should just, well, you should be sleeping a little bit more before you wake up, but thank you for coming in. Mark, I promise we're getting together, man. I promise. Okay, so anyway, let me share this with you right quick and give some of you an idea of what that chicken trivia was, of what it was about, because a lot of people, I think we got 35 emails, and there wasn't, I don't even think that was that many people playing. But what happens is when we post a link, you guys can click on the link and you have your own game to play in front of you, while you can see everybody, what everybody else is doing right here on the main screen. Um, but what happened was people would click on that link even after the live was over and continue playing the game until I shut it off, and I had no reason to do that. So when it was done, we was getting submission after submission after submission of people playing that game offline. You still could do it. And then we got a lot of emails about when we was going to run another one, add new questions. A lot of people learned. They said they learned so much from it. So that's why we're going to bring that one back first. I'm going to share the screen and show you. So when you clicked on the link, this is exactly what you would see on your phone or whatever you was using. It worked on tablets and everything. The trivia worked better actually than the drawing thing did, but we all got through the drawing thing. It was a lot of fun. I have to go over here actually to the main screen so I can change. So anyway, there's a bunch. There's it'll change from clicking on pictures to multiple choice, true or false, um, fill in the blank, all kind of stuff. But I utilize most of them in here. But this is the stuff you would get when we played it. I think we'll go through like maybe 4 or 5. But um, this is what the true or false look like. I can program videos in here. We gave shout outs and little intermediate breaks to the members and stuff like that. So, or some Gardenguru members that was on the forum. So it was a lot of fun. Hens can communicate with baby chicks while they're still inside the shell. True or false? You guys can go along through these if you want to. I think there's only 5 that I'm going to go through. But this is pretty much what it was. And what we would do was we would give everybody a chance in chat, and it would add up points, and whoever had the most points at the end would show up in email, and we would send that person a prize. So usually some merchandise from the store, candle, seed, whatever they chose. But um, I had it where it would grade you, and you couldn't move forward without, putting in questions, and it would give you the right one and deduct it and all that. But right now, this is kind of like a sample thing because I deleted a bunch of them. And yes, this is true. The mother and hen can communicate before the chicks ever come out of the shell through a series of peeps and chirps. We all know this one. This is pretty easy. You would believe, though, some people still think too. When was the first chicken on U.S. soil? Or what was? I said when. Which one? Which one of these was? And there's actually, if you guys remember playing this, there's actually 2 answers there. Uh, it's Dominique and Pilgrim fowl. Now, also, there's a lot of argument about Christopher Columbus bringing one over in the 1500s. There's absolutely no proof of that. So, the first proof of the chicken on U.S. soil was in 1700. There's a lot of argument about it, but we just don't really have no proof. Well, Christopher brought over the Dominique or the Pilgrim fowl the first time around, so we're going to stick with 1700 because that's what we have facts on. Here's another one that messes people up all the time. Brown eggs have more nutrients than white eggs. A lot of people argue about the taste. Scientifically proven there's nothing, no different inside that eggshell for either one. It's just what you feed your chickens to make the taste. So, anyway, there you go. And here's one about us. This is one you would never find online. You would just have to know us. When we created the Midas Gold breed, and it was in 2013, around 10 years ago. So anyway, enough of this. I'm pretty sure it won't go much further than that anyway, because a lot of it was deleted. Here's a good one, you guys. But this was on the last one too. Foghorn Leghorn was what breed of chicken? Do you guys know? A lot of you people that's in here now knew beforehand, and I can't see chat. I'm sorry right now, so I'm still looking at this game screen. But most of you, a lot of people got this wrong last time because there's a big myth going around that he's a Rhode Island Red, but he's actually a white Leghorn. But what happened was they had to give him color in his tail so he would show up on TV screens because a white Leghorn chicken is just all white except for the comb. So anyway, yeah, it's going to ask me to resume and keep coding, which I'm not going to do right now. But anyway, that is pretty much what that trivia game looked like. It was a lot more fun. It tallied up a lot more stuff for you. But like I said, I deleted a bunch of it. Now I'm gonna get back over here and shut up yapping about the game and see if I missed them. But Barb, thank you for coming in. How you doing, awesome lady? So let me shut this thing down and I'll go over here and we'll start talking about that for a minute. All right, there we go. So let me make sure I got back and missed nobody. I yap a lot and I don't pay attention, y'all. It's just if I don't got Bobby in here keeping me straight. So anyway, it's been a while since we've had some of you guys in here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start from the just right from the beginning. A couple of years ago, actually it was 2 years ago, um, my bestie, Jules Gardner, Jamie Slate, the musician, just kept every now and then talking about, man, you need to write a book. You need to write a book. And so, I eventually started working on a book just like 2 years ago, just a little bit. It wasn't much. It was just, if I was going to do one, I wanted it to be different than a normal book. I wanted it to be different. So I started throwing around the ideas, and actually, the idea turned into something bigger. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to send you something because I kind of do got a book started. So I sent it to him. Then I sent an about page, and he was like, yeah, that's awesome stuff. You need to keep rolling and send me some when you get done. So he's actually going to be my editor. And so anyway, I've been working on the book really hard for about a year, but the idea came up about 2 years ago, and I started taking it serious. Maybe I don't know, 15 months maybe. And some days I work on it 8 hours a day. And some people know, some of you don't know, but anyway, the book is finished. All we're doing now is we're working on 4K pictures because it's going to have quite a bit of pictures in it. And so a lot of those are going to have to be taken professionally all the way up until May. Um, so I'm going to say that we're probably going to have a release somewhere around the 25th on Amazon. You are going to be able to get your hands on the paper and hardback, um, the physical book itself as well. But I think the first release is going to be around June. I'm not going to promise a date yet, but we are going to look at some of the book now. Uh, let's see what happens. And I do want to do one more after this. This first book is for anybody that has chickens or anybody thinking about getting chickens. You can open up this book. The first thing the book does is it breaks the chickens down into classes, like Asiatic, American, the Viking. All the chicks have their own classes of where they came from, and then you use that, and then go down to what purpose you want to use the breed for: egg laying, ornamental purposes, meat chicken, and it'll help you select the perfect chicken for you. Like you had no idea there would be a perfect chicken for your area, but this book will help you do it. Then after it does that, and you have your chicken selected, the book will show you or tell you exactly how to get your hands on the chicks or the eggs. It'll give you 4 or 5 options to do that. And once you get the eggs, it's step by step everything you need to know to raise chickens. Whether you've never had them, you have zero experience, or you're a backyard breeder, this book's got something for everybody. So once you get your chicks, it'll tell you step for step how to set up a brooder. It'll also give you options of different type of brooders. It'll talk about everything you need to know as far as nutrition, the do's, the don'ts, everything. There's nothing left out for anybody that needs to raise chickens all the way down to getting these chickens up to adult. And then after that, it shows you how to breed them. There's a scale there that shows you what color to put together, all the way to getting your own eggs. And then at the end of the book, it comes full circle. Once you have your eggs, it shows you incubation. There's 3 different incubations there. I might have even listed 4, but anyway, we're going to go ahead and shut this part of the stream down, stop this screen. I'll open up some of these folders, and we'll look at some of the pages of the book so you guys can get a little bit better understanding of what I'm talking about. Because it's a book, but it's more like an instructional or a how-to with some pictures and stuff. So I'll go ahead and start sharing now and show you kind of what to look for. Sorry, y'all. I'm really slow, so I'm going to close down everything that needs to be shared except for this folder. All right, here we go. Now all I got to do is share it, and you guys will be able to see it. Maybe. Let me go back and check and see what's up. Thank you, thank you. Right now, I think it is called a, because that's the only thing that's not settled is the title. And we think it's a beginner's guide to raising chickens. We think. I don't know yet, but that's what we're looking at. All right, so here is the first. Let me minimize this so I can see what I'm doing. Here we go. So anyway, here, this is the first page that you see. This is just the intro telling you. I'm not sure. Let me get my ugly face out of here, and you guys might be able to see. It don't really help, does it? Anyway, if you can read it, it's so small, I don't even know if I can read it to you. But anyway, there's the intro. Maybe you guys can look at that. Well, I'll try to open up the next part of the picture here, but here we go. So there's an intro, and like I said, the very first thing the book is going to do is help you figure out what chicken is best for you. Now it's going to break it down through classes. Then there's going to be types. Then there's going to be breed types. It breaks it down into everything that that you need to, or you think you would even know, because everybody in their, like, where their location is at, all across the world, not just the U.S., it all matters when you're picking your chicken breed. And this book will help you correctly pick them. And then after that, it'll break it down into classes. Sorry, Marty's knocking on the door. I don't know what she wants. So, and then once you get to classes, it'll tell you every type of chicken there is in that class and every color available in that class. So when I mean there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears put in this book, there's been a whole lot of work put into it as far as me separating each chicken out into classes. After you get done with your class, it'll ask you what purpose that you're looking for in that chicken that you have selected. Do you want a dual purpose, egg layer, meat bird? And then it'll go ahead and explain to you everything that has to do with each one of those types. After that, it's going to tell you nutrition. After you get all your baby, you have your baby chicks, and it breaks down it's so extensive on baby chicks getting up to adult, but it'll break down nutrition. On top of the nutrition, it'll show you exactly how to make your own chicken feed. Again, guys, I'm sorry I can't see chat. I'm looking at these pictures right now, but it'll tell you everything that goes into making your own chicken feed. You 50-pound bags, of course. The cost is initial. It's more up front, but afterwards, you're paying next to nothing to make your own chicken feed. It'll list everything that goes into it, and then it'll also tell you exactly how much percentage of what is in each one of those and how much you need to add to stay below that 18 to 15 mark of protein, depending on what you have, meat birds or regular chickens. There's a lot of how-tos in here, how to maintain your chickens once they're adults. Here's a good example of trimming wing feathers. It tells you do's, don'ts. It gives you perfect step-by-step high-resolution pictures on everything that you need to do. And then, like I said, as far as you're taking care of your chickens, it gets down into breeding. I've skipped a whole lot, guys. There's tons of stuff in here. But as far as the breeding goes, here's a scale showing you all the chickens, the 2 chickens that you need to put together and what colors you're going to get out of it. Now, this colors all solid colors, and it also covers all lacing and partridge colors and penciled colors. So you can use this right here. And it doesn't matter if you'll notice here where it says black male to black female, you can switch them around in black female to, it doesn't matter the order on those. So, and like I said, it'll take you down to breeding those chickens, tells you how to egg. It has all my incubation secrets in this first book, because the next book is just going to be utilizing your chickens in the garden, how to raise food with it, and then processing and all the other stuff. with the meat chickens and things like that. And it's probably going to cover some of showing chickens because it won't be in this one here. This is strictly everything you need to know about raising chickens to an adult and then getting your own baby chicks back out of them. So it's tons and tons of information in here. I'm just showing you some of the pictures. A lot of the pages are is just information, but when the picture is needed, of course, it'll be there. But it takes you all the way down to incubating your own chicks. And then it, like I said, it comes in full circle. Once you get your chicks, if you still don't know everything, you start right back over to a certain page. It'll tell you where to go, and you start right back over with your own baby chicks. Go through that book again until you start remembering stuff. That's what the book is all about. Eventually, you'll get this stuff down. And I took an extra 2 months, and I've got everything that I could think of that has the most common things that you're going to run into when you raise chickens for beginners and for those backyard breeders, guys. This book has something for everybody. And when you run into it, you look in the back of this book and there's going to have like an overall thing of like scaly mites. First, you'll go to leg problems, feet problems, wing problems. It'll all be broke down in that. Then when you go in there in the book, it'll be subcategorized like scaly leg mites and things like that'll be in your leg. That'll be that's actually the last category of the leg problems. But if you'll notice, it tells you everything you need to know to prevent it, for it never to happen in the first place. If you have it or you have like a massive infestation, it tells you everything you need to know to. We call this section of the book organic fixers because a lot of this stuff is showing you how to treat your chicken with oils, dips, and powders, and all of it's natural, organic, and I guarantee it works because we use it here all the time. We don't have the money to constantly take our chickens to the vet. So if you know these things beforehand, most of the time you won't even ever run into this. But if you do run into some of these problems, it's right here in the book, and it tells you all kind of organic ways to fix it. And last minute, it'll tell you stuff you can go to your big box stores and get stuff out of the box over the counter to treat your chickens also. So that's pretty much it. There's a catalog in the back. Like I said, I think there's somewhere around 60 pages of the medical part and the common stuff that you run into when your chickens get sick or something happens to them. So no. So let me remove that. Here we're going to put the ugly boy back in here. Going to remove the book. That's all I had time for. There wasn't a lot as far as the baby chicks go, but there's tons of pictures in there showing you step for step how to clamp all your brooders, all the different lights, the stuff you need to put in, the stuff you don't, how to keep your baby chicks from drowning, how to train them yourself with your finger, how to act like a mama hen. Everything in this book that some people are still like. I've had three what I consider myself to be a chicken expert. This book also tells you exactly where I got most of my knowledge from. My For those that don't know, my stepdad was known as a pioneer of poultry in Virginia, and his best friend is Roger Siegel, who was a professor at Virginia Tech, and he was known as the professor of poultry. These guys pioneered breeding chickens. Some of the information that was put out on chickens that was put in books and libraries came from these guys. So for my stepdad, I had to stay on the farm while he was going around doing chicken exhibits. People say he had unlimited amount of information on game chickens and small ornamental breeds that people kept for pets. So while he was gone out on the road, constantly doing seminars and stuff, I had to stay home at the farm and take care of over 350 show chickens. And that guy taught me everything that I possibly know now, and I'm still learning from that because all he taught me was research, because that's what those guys did. They didn't want to give you information so you'd come back and say, that's wrong. They never put out any false source of information. Had to be 100% correct. How did they do that? By constantly failing all the time. These guys was constantly cataloging stuff. Everything they did, bad or good, was put down in old notebooks. And I was one of the people that had to help keep those notebooks because we didn't have what we have today. So, and the book even tells you, it's a whole excerpt about how I grew up with him, how my life was on the farm. It's just a short page, and him standing on the back of the porch, being really old and saying, I don't know what else I can teach you. You know how much, you know all I know. There's still stuff left to know, but you got to go out and find it because, it's not going to come to you. And that signified me going forward. And he's not with us no more today, but me constantly doing research, plus with what him and his friends had taught me from the time I was 12 years old, all the way up until married and having my own kids. So there's a lot of his stuff in the book, a lot of the stuff that I have in the book, and there's nothing that you guys will need from start to finish. Now, there's a lot of stuff that's left out, actually, and there's a lot of stuff. You can't put everything about chickens in one book, but in this book, from start to finish, you won't need anything else to go all the way down to adults. Breed your own chickens back with baby chicks. Just open the catalog, go back to page 16, I think it is. Start over and follow them again. But there's nothing you're going to need outside of that. And there's also, like I said, the little extra medical journal in the back that helps you with everything you need there as well. So I'm excited. We just got to take a few more pictures, and I'm pretty sure the release is going to be in June on Amazon first, and then after that, uh, I'm positive. I'm absolutely positive that's going to be hardback and paperback. It's not going to be exclusively Amazon. You guys can pick it up at a bunch of other different places. The book is going to be scheduled to hit out around the price mark of $9.99. I mean, for around 130, 150 pages with all the information. Because I told Jules when I started, I said, if I do this, as you guys can tell, blah, 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 I talk a lot, especially when it comes to chickens. I said, so my big problem is I don't want to have a 500 to 1,000 page book for a beginner. If it's got that much in it, then the back of it needs to be something where people can go back and get some medical information, or I don't want it to all just to be blab. So I need to put out as much information as I can with the least amount of words. And he was like, wow, that's a pretty good idea. Can you do that? So that's what took so long, is trying to take all the babble out and put as much information in there as I can, and weed out all the unnecessary words, and try to make sure that anybody, even an 8-year old, read this book and understand enough to be able to raise chickens. I wanted to make it as easy as I could for anybody. But for you guys that think you're actually chicken experts, like I'm no expert at all. I'm really humbled, and I love, the Chicken Whisperer is a great nickname. I thank Rick for it. People's had a lot of fun with it, especially in email. I wish I could show you some of the little, you know, anyway, some of the little emojis and moving icons and avatars and stuff. It's been pretty cool. I should use some of them. But again, I'm really not a chicken expert, but I lived with one half of my life. And some of the stuff that he's handed down, I still haven't seen in books. And a lot of the little tips and tricks that I learned when I was just first getting married and started to utilize was amazing. So I've got a lot of them in this book, as much as I could put in here. And it's stuff that I just won't be able to put on YouTube either, because a lot of it's just so controversial. Because, guys, there's a lot of things that you can do to keep your chickens from getting sick. We've been here at Bobby's family's farm for about 5 years now, and we've not lost one chicken. We've not had no sickness. I'm not bragging, but we don't do nothing but feed our chickens and collect eggs. Because if you know all the preventative measures, you can absolutely avoid Merrick's disease, which is in almost in every chicken born, because it's so bad. Even though they never show it, almost every chicken has that disease. Every chicken. So I seen Darren talking about me talking too much. I gotta find it again. But anyway, yeah, me talk a lot. You're right, brother, especially when it comes to chickens. Anyway, Aaron. Anyway, I'm not sure about that one. I got plenty of mods in here though, so there's no worries. There's the awesome folks, Jesse and Lisa. Loved the live last night, man. There was a lot of people in there. It was a lot of fun. And I never do win the freaking vanilla. What's going on with that? Wish I could go on that cruise, because it sounds like a lot of fun. Lots and lots of fun. Yeah, Jesse, you're going to have to get the first signed copy. So, anyway, I could blab all day about, like I said, chickens in the book, but um, everybody gets something out of this book. Everybody. And it's priced at, you know, it's priced right. There's a lot of work put into it. So it'll be something everybody needs, in my opinion. Uh, because not a lot of people even know about classes. And yeah, anyway, distracted. See, and Jesse, by the way, I'm not sure if you guys know or not because I did say in my last live, those T-shirts, you're not skimped on the T-shirts for the Midas shirt. I think you guys are going to be the only body that gets the black ones. I don't even think we. No, no, no. Anyway, what color was it? You was only get you and Lisa was going to get a color that nobody else had because I don't even think they made them, and then I customized one for y'all. But anyway, there was something wrong with one of uh, the resolution on one of the designs that I uploaded. So when we ordered shirts and sent them out, they was all put on hold until I fixed the whatever was wrong with the resolution. There was a dimension wrong or something, and I had no idea. They had just been sitting there, and I had thought everybody had their shirts already. So, and that's for the members. That's for the ones that we bought and sent out. I had already got the design fixed, but I didn't go back and resend the order. So everybody that was buying their shirts, because there's been people that just came and bought the shirts, they got their shirts already and they're fine. But the shirts that was on hold for the members, I thought had done been sent out. But they're the ones that had the very first design that I added. And then after I fixed it, I just clicked OK and saved it. But I didn't go back and resend the shirts because I didn't know they was already gone. So anyway, they're coming, but I need to go back to email and see what color that you asked for because I know you and Lisa was the only body getting one color. I think it was gray. I'm not sure. But anyway, I know you wanted the Homestead or Midas. We have a whole lot of different logos that I've been designing for that, but I'll go back and look. But anyway, for everybody that is MB Fanatics, you're getting T-shirts. They're coming, I promise. But I did have to fix some stuff, and I didn't know the shirts weren't coming out. So they're coming out. And everybody that gets proto packs, which is everybody Gold Plus and higher, if they don't come in the next 3 days, remember, because you know how our government is when it comes to a holiday, even when it falls on a weekend, you know how things get crazy. So give it another 3 days. If you don't receive your proto pack, let us know because we do have tracking numbers for each and every package that was sent out. So we'll track it, we'll see what's up, and if we need to, you know how we'll send you another one. We don't care. We got plenty of seed and merch here, so just let us know if it don't come in the next 3 days or 4 because you know how it is. Things are getting kind of crazy anyway, especially when a holiday and stuff comes around. Cool, cool, cool. Good. I think you guys have had we've sent out 2 or 3 already. But your shirts and some other stuff should have came first. But like again, that's my fault. But they're coming. They're coming now. All right, so I'm done babbling for about the book. So now I'm gonna go ahead and post a link. And if you guys want to talk about chickens, you got questions or something else you want to talk about, I'm good with. And I want to thank everybody for hanging out, listening to me ramble on about the book. You're probably going to hear me. I'm pretty excited about it. So you're probably going to hear me talk about it a lot in some of my videos. Only when I do chicken videos. I'm not going to try to stick a sales ad in your face every time we do a video. But when I do a chicken video, it's going to be in there somewhere. Because it will help a lot of people. And then I'm going to do a follow-up book on there after that, like I said. But we'll see how this one goes. There's the link if anybody wants to come up and hang out in the last 20 minutes. Again, thank everybody for coming and hanging out. I hope everybody had a great Easter. If you don't celebrate it, then I hope everybody had a great weekend because I did. It rained all weekend here at our house, like constantly all weekend. All it done was rain. Today was the first day I got to get out and go outside. And like I said, I got some cabbages that was in solo cups. I'm going to release the short sometime, probably tomorrow, but they're like huge. They're like really big compared to the solo cup, and I had to get them in the ground because the roots was finally coming out. They was root bound, so I think they'll wake up. I don't think they was in shock yet, but I had to do it today, and I ain't checked the weather in 4 days. And when I get I don't know, I think I'm halfway. I got 13, and I've got 6 in the ground. Bobby walks up and says, "Hey, there's a frost coming tonight. You know, we're gonna have a hard frost." I was like, "Are you kidding? You waited till now?" You looking? She said, "Well, I just found out." So I was like, "Okay." we'll leave these 6 in the ground and then we'll take the other ones in the house. So when I get done here, I got to go cover up a bunch of stuff tonight. Coach, what's going on, man? Came in to see your live again earlier too. Had a lot of fun, but you know how it is. I had to leave early to. I'm just glad that we'll be able to, get some of our stuff back in on the weekends because I hated not doing it before. Stuff's kind of getting back to normal. Hey man, drink a cup for me. I can't before bedtime, and I love mine hot and black. So drink a cup for me, man. Love you, brother. Joe, good to see you coming in, man. Hope you enjoy and the rest of the family's doing good. All right, y'all, there's a link. Somebody wants to come up and jibber jabber. You know how it is. I run out of stuff to talk about. I get awkward. But anyway, there it is. It shows up. Did it show up last time? Well, I'm such a noob. And Ibanez, believe it or not, is getting ready to transition from the bottle. He's eating hay. Most of the time when we go out, well, you guys will see in the very end of our last live stream, like he sucked 22 ounces down in like 40 seconds, man. It was still sucking on my face and ear, wanting more. So now he don't do it anymore. He drinks only a half a bottle, and he is killing the show. We feed him show, goat food, and they got minerals and some baking soda out there. He's just killing the feed and hay. Like he loves hay and stuff. So now he only drink half a bottle and be like, bring me my food. Don't want any more. So it won't be long. He'll get down to about that fourth or whatever. We're going to try to let him stay on it maybe another week or so. Be pretty close anyway. But they are happy and kicking up a fuss. Also, another thing that happened today, Chris and Tony, they was in here. Yellow House on the Hill. They're neighbors just down the road, probably 8 minutes. I texted them and Bobby's family, Lazy Acres Homestead, Glenn and April. And I was like, hey, I got some chickens. Not going to sell them. If you good folks want them, I'm going to give them to you for free. They're all full-blooded chickens, but each chicken is a different breed. It's mixed flock. But I got to get rid of them. I got some erosion going on the back lot. I got new breeds coming in. I'm getting rid of every chicken on the lot except for our show chickens, the model coach and bantams, and our Midas Gold breed ain't going nowhere. We don't even have enough of those to fill orders again. So they're not going anywhere, but every other chicken, even our blue lace red Wyandottes that everybody loves to see on the videos, all of them are gone. We're wiping out all that breed. They're going up to, actually, Bobby's sister's getting those. So we're giving around, I don't know, we're going to give away somewhere around $400 worth of chickens. Today, the back lot, all of our heritage breeds on the back lot are gone. Chris and Tony sent up a couple, a really nice couple that lives in Jonesville, which is about 30 minutes down the road, maybe 20. Excuse me. They came and picked up every chicken. Me and Hendrix went in the back lot, and Bobby was catching them and throwing them over the fence. We was grabbing them, putting them in the lot. And we took them up in the carrier to the end of the driveway. They come in, they picked the chickens. I gave them all away. So they have some babies, but they didn't have any adult chickens. So they come and pick those up. This next coming weekend, the Wyandottes will be gone, and we'll have that open full lot. What's going to happen is we're going to bring the Midas in. Hey, Jesse, going to bring you up, Bubba. You ready? There he is. He said they're going to shut up long enough to bring me up here. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. They say imitation's the greatest form of flattery.
Oh, shucks.
I had to put on my rag.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, am I starting a trend?
No, you're starting to trend there, Bub.
That's awesome.
You need to get you one that looks like the rooster top. Have that little red thing on the rooster top.
Oh.
Have it put it up here.
I didn't think about that. That's a good idea. Like
it looked like that rooster top. Yep. What do they call that? What do they call that red thing up there?
The comb?
The red thing that flops around on a rooster.
Yeah, the comb.
The comb?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what you need.
This part through here is the wattle.
The wattle and the comb. Yeah, that's what you need.
Maybe to imitate the wattle where I got this white stuff, like my brother down under Farm and Forge, I'll just paint it red.
There you go.
My hair, a little red streak.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. No, and the whole time I've known you, I've never seen you without a do-rag. Never, ever.
Yeah, I have one live stream where me and Bobby sit here in a live stream, and I don't have nothing on. All my hair's out.
Yeah.
And then I have one live where I go out and do a garden tour with the baby chicks. I think
Right.
it's called Chick Preschool is what that video is called. So there's
Okay.
only two videos where I don't have anything on my head, and most
Yeah.
people are like, "Wow, it's crazy."
And I don't even know one. I borrowed this from my son. He said, I got one you can wear. It's pink.
Which one?
So
Look at Jesse Brandis.
I like that. Good
hey,
on you.
he started the trend. So
That's
hey,
right.
when in Rome,
Right.
So
Right.
no. So how you doing?
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations on your. I want to say congratulations on 2K because you're going to get that this week probably.
Yeah, hopefully. Thank you very much. Hopefully
Yeah, that's
we
great.
will.
That's a great accomplishment.
Love you too, Boone. Big hugs, or I'll see you and I'll give you a big one when I see you. But hey, don't work too hard. I hope your Easter was good. Love you. The kids say, love you, Aunt Boone.
Later, Boone.
Have a good one. Tell Mr. Boone we love him too. Hugs, and we'll see y'all later. Thank you for coming in, Boone.
Yeah, they're rooted in Texas do as the chickens do. That's right. No, but anyway, congratulations on the book, man. I can't wait to get my first edition copy, not the second edition, first edition.
Oh, it's coming. That's good. You wanted it autographed too, right?
Autograph, yeah. You know it because it's gonna be worth some bucks here. I'm gonna say. You remember when Mike made his first book? You'll be living in New York, and it was some big old high Hilton hotel somewhere up there. You forget about us little folks. When you're up there with rubbing elbows with Trump and all them other folks.
Oh shoot! I'm gonna my head will be this big if I sell 100 copies.
Oh, yeah, you'll do good. It'll do good. And it's all about pictures. I get books all the time, and I'm a picture person. It's got to be. When you say what would you call this? The comb.
Yeah.
If you're going to talk the comb, I want to see a picture of the comb. What do you mean? What's the comb? And if you're directing to somebody around here to, explain what it is, and then show me a picture of it, because
right.
You got people that are auditory, then you got people that are visual. I'm a visual.
Right, and I had that. I kept that in my mind when I did this book because I can read, and I'm really educated, but I don't like to. If I do, I'm like you. I like to see a lot of pictures. It's just because to me it's kind of boring. So I kept that in mind. Anti, what's going on? And Daz, thank you for coming in, man. Again,
Hey,
you
Daz.
up off early, but we appreciate you coming in.
Sir.
And Anti, it's good to see you, brother. You finally caught one, and well, that was my fault. But I got one, advertised up anyway. But
hey, Anti,
that's my thing, Jesse. Like this book starts out, and it'll identify a rooster, and there's a really close up of his face, the comb, the wattle. It identifies a rooster, and then it'll show you how to identify hens. Breaks down all the sexual organs. There's nothing left out of it, but anybody can understand it. But there's tons of pictures, and I had to make sure they was all high quality. I even got permission with Pexel to get some of their stuff on the things that I'm not going to have time, or I would have to wait till the fall to get. They have them over there, and they're all 4K resolution. So I'm going to make sure it's as professional as I can.
Did you have to do any work around copyright for pictures and stuff?
No, because everything that's in the book is mine.
Okay.
You can, like I told Jules, you can copy the entire book and post inserts in Google. It's word for word mine. It's not paraphrased. I just sit down and just started typing and made a book that I wanted. Like I thought, if there was a book out there and I started brand new in chickens, what kind of book would I want? And I just sat down and started writing. I didn't look at nothing. I had all this stuff in my head. And like I said, it took a while to get all that stuff out of here, but put there to make it sound professional but understandable.
Right.
So here's another family coming up. How you doing, brother?
Down under
Hey, brother.
That's your relative?
Oh yeah, that's my family in Australia.
Certainly.
Brother from another mother.
That is not on purpose either, y'all. That's just how both of our beards has came out.
That's just how it grows.
But it's funny, we both got that little two white streaks.
Yeah, my black went away a long time ago.
Yeah, that's how Bobby's is hoping mine will get. She likes the solid white, like what's his name from Harry Potter, And this too, I was like, you might like it, but I ain't gonna want all this you know, but whatever.
What's that guy's name? Gondorf or Gandorf or
Gandalf, I think,
Gan-
or something like that.
yeah, something like that.
That would be from Middle Earth, but hey.
Yeah, see, no, I'm not a Harry Potter fan like Bobby is. So, what is the name of it for real? What is the?
Oh,
Is it Gandalf the wizard?
the one with the
Gandalf's
white
the
hair.
wizard from Middle Earth.
Okay.
Yeah. And the big guy that raised the dragons, that everybody else is Haggard, right?
That's Hagrid.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah, Hagrid.
But you're talking about Dumbledore.
Dumbledore.
there you go.
There you go, Dumbledore.
See?
Yeah.
They try to tell you. Bobby gonna come in here in a minute and throw stuff at me. Darren, you ever seen anything like this? She just brought me this. This is a croissant, right? And then, but look, now this is perfect for type 2 diabetes.
Oh,
Chocolate filled croissant.
is that like it's like an Oreo?
It's an Oreo.
Oh no.
Some other stuff inside there.
Yep, my blood sugar just went up to 100 points.
This is a food truck item right here.
Yeah, and it's fried, right?
No, it's baked.
Baked.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
It's baked, and I think there's some ice in there. Bobby and her concoctions, they always taste pretty good though.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
it makes you happy.
What time is it over there, Darren?
hello.
It is 10 to 12.
Noon, you mean? Almost noon.
Over here, not there.
I know for you.
Terry
Yeah.
is called.
Cool. Yeah, I remember having 3.5 4-hour lives, and it'd be plumb daylight over there. Here.
Well, Darren, you're Darren, you're from down under. You're naked. Where's your do rag?
I don't own a do-rag.
It's
about time for a haircut for me.
When he gets over here, he's moving permanent, right? But
Yeah.
he's moving close enough to where we can spend at least holidays together every
Uh-huh.
year. And his butt's going to, if I got to drive down there.
Hey, Darren.
And his first present is going to be one of these right here.
Hey, Bubba Jane.
Hey, Bobby. She said, hey, Darren.
Mike, do you buy yours at a special place?
Yeah, I got, I took forever to try to find mine because there's only certain things I want on mine. You can get them with all kind of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I either wanted fish, camouflage, because I used to fish bass tournaments. I love fishing. If it wasn't farming or chickens, that's what my channel would be about, was fishing, because I used to tournament fish for bass. So it's either camo, which I'm not really a big fan of anyway, but
Well, that's
fish.
what your other channel's about.
Huh?
Your other channel.
Yeah, it's night breed fishing, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's got one video. It's got one video, but I make fishing lures, and I used to make it back when we had tournaments, and that's what we used. And believe it or not, that's how we got up in the 5th place ranking in the Red Man Tour, and being like we was doing really good. It was from everybody else not having what we had because I was making it, and
So,
it turned into a business. It turned
What-
into an actually pretty good business.
what lures is what's your specialty lure? Because I watch a guy named Ryan, outdoor services, what's his Victory Outdoor Services.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's his channel, and he loves to bass fish. But only thing he uses is the rattle crankbaits,
Yeah,
and he catches huge bass. He never catches the little ones. It's always huge bass with that rattle crankbait, and it's amazing.
my specialty that I make is soft plastics, because I have my own formula that I mix together and make it.
Okay,
I also make my own molds and own creatures,
right?
But we made everything from topwater lures, buzz baits, crankbaits. We also made what is those things? It has a skirt on it. It's a new type of it's got a coffin blade on it. I'll think of it in a minute. Chatterbaits, what they're called.
Oh, chatterbait. Okay.
Yeah, we also made those too, but I think the best thing that we made was the soft plastics.
And you make them in all colors or just one color?
Well, actually, I can do colors that most other people can't, because those injector machines, you either do half and half,
Right.
but doing the swirl where I can lay like on top of each other, I can do a worm like a largemouth bass, white belly, black stripe, green on top, and there's all kind of stuff I can do most other guys can't do.
Oh, wow.
However, the compound that I put together, like we catch more fish on it, but they're just so soft because they're so real feeling. They don't
Right.
last as long as normal stuff. Good night,
Yeah.
Misha. Thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it.
Later, Misha.
And all your support.
Yeah, we're fixing to go to that Oklahoma meetup here in May, and I'm hoping to get in some fishing myself.
I love it.
Yeah.
I wish I could get more of it done, but growing food. Also, before our numbers drop, I got one more thing that I want to talk about. Most of you guys that are over in the outdoor channels and stuff like that probably already know. You can check out my community page, but Possum and Mrs. Possum lost 5 family members in these crazy tornadoes about 3 days ago. I
Ooh.
can't imagine what it would be like all at one time losing 5 family members in a crazy storm.
Wow.
So on my community page, there's people taking up for them. There's people praying for them. So any kind of prayers you can offer, whatever, it doesn't matter. At least please just read the post. They're really good, awesome folks. Been on YouTube for a while. They don't ask for help or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure they're going to need it. Like that's pretty tragic for 5. It's especially now the way everything is trying to rebuild. Like I can't imagine. These prices are crazy right now. And having 5 family members gone at one time, it's I can't imagine. So anyway, that's pretty important to me that at least people that go read it for me as a favor to me. Some of you guys might not know them. They don't have big channels. They just get on YouTube because they got friends and family here they like to support. And I'm trying to do the same thing for them. Like I said, I can't imagine. But it's on my community tab. I think it's the top one. It's
the second from the top. I put the link in the chat.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
If you guys could share it, whatever. If you got a little something to donate, if not, offer prayers. Like I said, they didn't ask for help, but they're accepting prayers. They're really good people, and I'm sure they're going to need some help.
That is crazy. So that's one thing that scares me about the United States. It's the storms that kill people.
Yeah. Well, you got to pick the right state because there's some states it's just like a natural rainstorm coming. All through the summer, you just expect them, and tornadoes come like crazy in some. And the mountain areas where you live, the foothills and stuff, they bust tornadoes down before they can actually do a whole lot of damage. Which is why I'm kind of glad we used to live closer to the foothills, but we've had some right here in the backyard, like maybe 3 miles out, and I could see them just touch down. It's crazy. One night we heard like a train. I was like, it sounded like a train was coming through the house, and we knew they had watches, but I didn't know about a warning. So I go off the back porch, and I can see the top of one just off the top of our tree in the back property, and it was my heart went to my socks because it was that close, and it just felt like you couldn't hear nothing but the whole rumble of the train. You couldn't hear people talking, and we didn't get any damage from it, just some limbs and stuff like that. But from it being that far away, it was wreaking havoc over here on your hearing and stuff. It feels like your eardrum is going to bust. There's so much suction.
Right.
The sound is crazy, and it was turning a lot of stuff up, and it was like I said, it was pretty far away, but still, it was rough on the ears.
So Americans carry on about our snakes and spiders and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
and it's like they don't do anywhere near the damage that your storms do.
Hey, Joey, Donnie, if I didn't say hey, thank you guys for coming in. Thank you, Nina. I don't know which either one or both. Thank you, guys.
Voice, yeah.
Yes, chatterbait. Barb knows. Tina and Barb. We got a bunch of female fishermen in here. Bobby likes to fish too.
Yeah, Tina's a big time fisherman. She just kills it too.
And Tina can cook it up too when she's not fishing. She's throwing some good looking food up on Facebook. All them plates that she's making.
Yeah.
That's right. Thank you, Joey and Donnie. So what's new? What's going on? I know you got that cruise coming up.
Yeah, we got that cruise coming up, but before that, we're going to be going to the Oklahoma Mid America.
That's right. You just
meetup. Yeah, and there's going to be like 80 channels there, and then how many subscribers there already. It's going to be a pretty big deal. It's supposed to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but we're going to go a day early. Probably get there Thursday, just to kind of get set up and everything. We're going to take the RV and just have a good old time. Like I said, I hope I can get some fishing in before all the stuff. But there's going to be probably 100 different lives going off at the same time. So
Yeah, I can
be
imagine.
prepared for that weekend. It's going to be live galore. And maybe even a bunch of co-streaming. Now they got that co-streaming stuff going on.
Yeah, right. You got to have a subscription, right?
Well, whoever initiates the live has to be a paid member of StreamYard, but everybody else that jumps in doesn't have to, but they can still co-stream. But yes, that's the next best thing. So, yeah, we're looking forward to that. And then, like I said, we're going to be going on the cruise 2025. We got a big cruise coming up and going to Alaska.
Alaska, yeah.
And everybody's welcome to go. We have information on our page. That you can check on if you're interested in going on that cruise. But we're just trying to get a bunch of folks together. There's no official meetup or anything, but we got like 20 rooms already booked.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jake. Appreciate it. Well,
Jake.
on Cherokee is really happy. Love you guys. Thank you very much for everything you've done. The kids love her, and we'll keep you posted.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Y'all have a good night.
And I'm working on that knife today, Jake.
What's good on your way, Darren? What's up? What's going on over there?
Waiting for permission to move, mate. Waiting for permission to move.
I hear you. I bet you can't wait.
Where are you moving to, Darren?
To America.
I know, but what state? Where are you going to be at?
That's yet to be decided.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Hopefully it ain't too much further away. It was supposed to be in South Carolina, but that's changed.
Well,
so.
Terry's in South Carolina.
That's right. That's where she's at now. But
I've got Michael saying it needs to be close to North Carolina. I've got James saying it needs to be close to Georgia.
Now, I understand what James might he'd want you to come to Georgia, but Georgia and Australia heat is really close. You might be comfortable as far as that goes, but as far as, having a little bit of the cold or best of both worlds, it don't get too cold, but you will get to see a little bit of the cold stuff and the snow. James don't get to see a bunch of that down there, but Georgia's hot, man. I did some fiber optic in Georgia. I covered South Carolina in it. And then as we moved into Georgia, we got in that white granite. Man, I tore up so many diamond rock saws. I'm talking $180,000 equipment just breaking in that Georgia rock. We went home. I didn't stay there 2 weeks. And I would have still rather, I think we sit there 2.5 weeks and mow 3 foot in that rock. And I'd have rather did the work than stay out there in the heat. Nothing was worse on me than the freaking heat. And I was like 28 years old then, professionally wrestling on the weekend with the Barbarian from WCW. I thought I was hot crap, dude. And I couldn't take that heat in Georgia. I am not lying. That stuff was ridiculous. That's a whole different breed. So Florida, I don't even want to try it. Or Texas.
Yeah, Texas is hot. I'm in Texas, and if you don't like humidity, don't move here. Humidity's at least the Gulf Coast. It's really humid. But you might want to move to somewhere where there's got 4 seasons. Unless you're a 2-season kind of person.
Well, the humidity is going to be the killer because we're dry heat.
Yes.
We're not Texas dry heat. We're dry heat.
No. Go turn your oven on. Put it about 350 for about 10 minutes, and then go open it up and stand in front of it. That's Texas in the summer. It's hot.
Yeah, you're right, Joey. But at least, I figured somewhere in between would be good. I could see you easier in South Carolina than I could Georgia.
But you know where it's good? Tennessee and Kentucky, you got, a little bit of the best both worlds. Got a little bit of cold, a little bit of heat. And there's I don't think there's a whole lot of humidity in Tennessee or even in Kentucky, because I was stationed in Kentucky and it was hot in the summertime and cold in the wintertime.
Right. My favorite place in the entire planet is Tennessee, right up the Great Smokies in the Cherokee. From Pigeon Forge up to Cherokee, that whole area is my favorite.
I know, that's gorgeous right there. Pigeon Forge. And if you go a little left of that, if you go to Arkansas is nice. Go around what's it called? Branson, Missouri, right around in there is beautiful too. So it depends on what you like. If you like flat, then Texas is where it's at, or Oklahoma. If you like a little bit of hills and mountains and that, move further east.
Yeah. Joey and Donnie's over in Tennessee. They post a lot of the area I was talking about. That's why I watch them a lot.
Right. If you want to see
I'm
that
familiar
area,
with all that stuff through Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg.
yep. Joy
Yeah.
and them show a lot of that area over there. If you want to see that area,
Yeah, that's some of my favorite stuff. I love it.
See, snow for me is a weird one. I've never seen it.
yeah.
Are we?
Yeah,
live?
you may not want to work. You might want to work in that. Snow is. I think you have to be born in it in order to be able to work around it. Because I can't stand it. I was up in Oregon and Utah, and it's beautiful at Christmas time, but trying to work it out there in it and having to shovel it and move it, and no, it's just not for me. I've been in Texas all my life, so I just couldn't handle it.
There's people who live in temperatures that's cold enough to break steel. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, Terry, honey, I can't still see. I don't know what's going on. Terry's a model on our channel, and I've not been able to see her comments in like 2 years. It's like she's been blocked from the channel, but she's never been blocked. She's been a mod. I don't know why, but I still can't. So we love you, Terry. No, I still can't see your comments. I'm sorry. It's weird.
It's all good, mate. Should call you up and hassle you.
I don't know. It's just her and there's one other channel. There's 2 channels like that. I don't know why it's glitched like that. It's weird.
She's lost mod status.
Yeah, I think you're right, Joey. I think Mike gets more snow than they do. But Tennessee is a gorgeous place.
Yeah, it's pretty. I love it there.
Really nice. Yeah.
The kids has wore I can't tell you how many times the kids has wore my butt up walking all up Gatlinburg, down the other side, over to the aquarium. No car. You can actually get those little, what do you call them, the little track things, the little side-by-sides, and ride them up and down the road. And they didn't even do that. We're walking. We're going to everything. I was like, oh. You know, by the time we got to the aquarium, they got that little conveyor where you can just stand on it, and it takes you through while you look at the fish.
Travelator.
I was happy. I step off and go, wait a minute, don't go so fast. We're looking, you know. You didn't have to walk through that thing. They wore me out. But we've been there. It's all our favorite places. We've been there so many times. And then we always leave and go up to Cherokee to the Smoky to stay in Cherokee. We always, you know, Tennessee, that's our favorite place. Love Tennessee. I like Virginia too. There's some pretty places in Virginia.
I love Florida. Florida's nice. The thing is it's like a finger, you know, and it's right there in line of all the hurricanes. The hurricanes love to hit that finger for whatever reason. It's like, wow.
A good friend of mine from a Lala farm said the same thing. It's like a finger, but it's pointing to hell because that's what it feels like in Florida.
Yeah. And mosquitoes. Oh my goodness. There's so many mosquitoes in Florida. It's just like,
oh man,
they're as bad as they are in Alaska. Anywhere you have a lot of water, there's going to be mosquitoes.
Yeah, I can imagine with the glades and all that water around.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you what else is in Florida though, especially at Okeechobee. There is some big bass in Florida and Texas. Lake Fork, Texas.
Lake Fork is a big bass fishing. Lake Fork. Yeah. Sam Rayburn, a lot of good bass out of there.
Yep.
But you know, they also got all them alligators over there too. A lot of alligators in Florida, Louisiana.
You know what I'm jealous about Florida for is the peacock bass. We don't got them here, but they're like the freshwater pit bull. It's the hardest fighting fish in freshwater, you know.
Really?
Peacock bass. I always wanted to go. I used to like to watch those guys go up to the Everglades and topwater fish for them on john boats. And as soon as they hit, they would be dragging that john boat all around them. It's just crazy how strong they are.
Really?
Yeah.
Peacock bass, huh?
Yeah.
We don't have any bass.
Really?
No.
Peacock bass is orange. They're really pretty. They got an orange belly, dark black stripe, got a big old mouth like a bass, but man, they get big and they're really strong. Aggressive, really, really bad aggressive.
What do you about crappie? I love crappie fishing.
I do too, but I like to eat them. If I go crappie fishing, they coming home.
Oh, I know. I think crappie's better eating than bass as far as the meat's concerned. Oh my goodness, crappie.
Yeah, they got really good flavor.
Outstanding.
Anti's got some advice for Terry. Have her fully unsub from you. Make sure she's not in your Google block list, but she's not. And you're not on her Google block list. I don't think I am. If you find her,
No, you're
again,
not.
resub and then rinse her again. Okay, we'll try that, Anti. I think we've done close to that, but not every bit of it. Because we both unsubbed and subbed back, and then I've unmodded her, modded her back. But we'll try it that way too, because Anti's pretty smart when it comes to that tech stuff.
Joy, bless life. I hope you do get that home. Hope everything works out.
And so that's going to be the big thing for us. Where we move, it's going to be a fixer-upper because we've got to buy it outright.
Right. And again, I mean, that's kind of how me and Bobby was at Stone Mountain, and you could make it what you want. So even though we had to spend money, we got to make it how we wanted to. And I don't exactly like doing it, but if I got to do it, I mean, it is one way to where you can at least build it together and make it how you want it, you know? So, and if you move close enough, you can get help, you know, people's willing to drive down. If you live close enough, we don't mind coming and helping.
Yeah, because there's a lot of homesteaders out there that in that area, you know, that Tennessee, Kentucky, North Carolina, all those states over there got a lot of homesteaders and a lot of people willing to help.
Only a few in Georgia. You got to stay closer to the door.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really care, dude. I just hope y'all happy wherever you move to.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Georgia either. I mean,
yeah.
At the end of the day, it's going to come down to what's available for the dollars when I'm over and what exchange rate when I move.
I'm messy. Yeah, I understand. It would me too. Like honestly, finances on where we was moving would have a lot to do with it.
So Darren, are you looking for a place where you can have some chooks?
I already have chooks in a suburban backyard.
Well, I mean, but are you going to have, because there's a lot of places don't allow chooks. I mean, if you move to a neighborhood or if you move to a place that has deed restrictions,
yeah, there'll be no HOAs happening.
Yeah, you want to move someplace where you can have, you know, animals or chickens or whatever you want to have, or chooks, if you call, you know, like you call them chicks.
Well, that's because they are chooks.
Right, but they're chooks over there. Over here, they're chickens. Right, Michael?
Yeah. North Carolina, there's not a lot of places unless you're dead in the city. North Carolina's they're like pretty good on chicken. Virginia is too.
Or you call them yard birds.
Yeah.
That's what we used to call them, yard birds. That'd be a
more
good title for your book. Have you got a title for the book? Chicken for Dummies?
I think it's called A Complete Guide to hold on, let me see what it is. I got it. Like I said, it's just something I wrote down to get the actual file started. It's called A Beginner's Guide to Chickens is what I got wrote down.
There you go.
Why didn't you tell me you needed 4K camera gear?
Well, we got 4K cameras, but the problem is when you go outside in the heat, of course, you already know about going outside in the heat with your phone. Our cameras do great, and that's the first thing that professionals will tell you. Listen, these 4K cameras can do just as good a job. A lot of them don't want to tell you, but if you get in tight with enough of them, they'll say, all you need is this and this, and you can do what we're doing. But these cameras they have big, huge battery packs on them. They got chillers. I go out with the phone. I'm only be able to take pictures for like maybe 20 minutes in UHD mode, right? If I plug it up,
I've got a micro DSLR.
Huh?
I got a micro DSLR. You could have had it.
Well, I didn't know at the time, but now that we actually put them in the book, they're like, it's weird how you format the book, but even though they're small, when they shrink them down, the smaller they get, the clearer they get. And when you put it in this book, it's different. So, oh yeah, that's a BA. Yeah.
Wow.
Dang. Oh well. Hey, it's all good. I just think that there's a lot of things that I'm going to have to do, and as Jesse mentioned a good thing too, and I'll have to do a copyright because I knew if I did my own pictures and just sit down and wrote the book how I wanted to write it, I don't have to worry about nothing, right? But the book's going to be highly delayed if I take all of them myself here on my homestead. Because, like I said, we don't have bumblefoot. There's a lot of stuff I don't want to wait to get or calls just to take pictures of.
Right.
Like just simple molting. I don't have a picture of that. I'd have to wait till fall. So there's only one other place I'm willing to get it from that's wide open source for commercial and everything. You don't even have to give credit, which I'm going to for what pics I do use. But just to make the book speed up or come out faster, I'm going to use some of their pictures instead of waiting for the situation to come. Like I'm going to show one of the things I promised I'd never do a video on is how to vent sex chicks. It's the number one way that you can get 100%. People's like, you can't say 100, but if you know what you're doing, you really can. And it's vent sex, but it's so dangerous for the chick. You know, the professionals can do it 2 at a time and just separate them. But if you don't know what you're doing, you can hurt the chicken. So I didn't really want to have inexperienced people squeezing on an abdomen and then pulling back on a vent the wrong way, because you could damage a chicken where they'll never lay an egg.
Wow.
Oviduct's easy to damage, especially when they're babies. But in this book, I'm going to do a detailed demonstration with high resolution pictures on how to vent sex chickens. And that's been my number one video since the day I put out how to sex baby chicks with feathers, leg, you know, all the markings and all that stuff.
Right.
The number one thing was vent sex, and that people wanted me to do. So it's going to go in the book too. I just have to get that picture. Now, I can't do that picture at all because we don't have any baby chicks here. I got to wait till my new chicks come in May and then vent sex those, you know. Because, I mean, you can't really go into Tractor Supply and say, can I look at your baby chicks and start vent sex and chicks and take pictures, you know. So I'm just going to wait for them to come in and do those. And then we got some more that we got to pick up in the end of May.
Yeah.
And then format the book. We think it's going to take about a week or two. And then we'll be able to at least have the digital version available on Amazon.
So Mark's asking a question. He says, I'm still here. I'm on the phone, but he goes, oh my God, I'm green. Who did that? So Little Ridge, Missouri Outlaw purchased a membership for you.
Yeah.
So that's
Wow.
why
Mark, I didn't even see that because I'm on StreamYard. Yes. And actually, I'm not sure how many could see, but at the very top of the chat, I don't know why he did it, but Possum Outdoors, the same guy that, you know, we were talking about helping everything, he became a member today on the channel. And I was like, how the people, you know, he didn't need to do that. But again, Possum and Mrs. Possum, thank you very much. You didn't need to do that.
Yeah, you did. His channel is awesome. So yeah,
I love those folks, and y'all people keep praying for them. You know what I'm saying? And we'll share. If you can't do nothing else, just share the link for them, because it's a pretty rough situation to be in. And they're awesome folks. I love them to death.
Right.
But again, you know, thank you, Possum. I really do appreciate it. And I'm on StreamYard, so I can't see when somebody comes over. Mark, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. And I promise I'm coming over to get our stuff done. I promise. But thank you, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate it, Mark. Have a good night, man. Hope you had a great Easter, a great weekend. I ain't going to go much longer. I'm just happy to get on here and have as many people that did come and check out and hang out with the old ugly fat kid. Jesse came up. Look here, I started a trend. I can't believe that. We're going to get Darren. When Darren comes here, we're going to get him one.
Yeah.
No,
I might
you know,
do the camo. Yeah, and one with a comb.
That comb one really is pretty. That's a great idea. That's funny. Darren don't have a smile on his face. He's like, yeah, you look stupid.
yeah,
Hey,
not wearing a do-rag. Mine's about due for a haircut, mate.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
yeah. I'm not taking mine off. But anyway,
Yeah,
if you make
yeah,
one,
Darren.
I'll wear it. Darren, you think you can construct one for me?
No.
I didn't.
No.
Well, if you
No
did, it have
do-rag.
to be out of metal or iron. I probably wouldn't be able to wear it. Heavy.
Yeah.
But that's
No,
cool,
I-
Jesse.
I just wanted to get on and say hello and congratulations. Like I said, you're going to be 2K either tomorrow or the next day. I guarantee you're going to be a 2K. And that's an awesome accomplishment. You do a lot of
Thank you
work.
very much.
And
But
I really love your videos. I share them out every time you come out with them. So
I know you do,
I
man.
really-
I thank you very much.
I believe
for
it. Yeah, I believe in what you're doing over there, and I really appreciate what you're doing, because you're informing a lot of folks about things they need to know, and that's awesome for the, if you will, the community, the homesteading community, and it don't get no better than that.
You know, I
And
appreciate
now
it.
your
Rick.
book's coming out. That's going to be even better.
Yeah, like I said, y'all have to watch out. And if I sell 100 copies, my head will get pretty big.
Big
But hey,
girl.
listen, I told you the personality, man, it didn't take you no time. You're way past. You're already what, 1,500 or something? It won't be long. You're gonna be right there with us, man. Y'all
Yeah.
got a lot of stuff going on over there, and y'all support a lot of people too. So, Rick's
Anyway,
awesome.
so I'll let you go, Mike. I'm going to head on out and congratulations once again on the book. Congratulations on 2K and tell Bobby hello for us.
Thank you very much, Jesse. Give Lisa a hug for us.
I will.
We love you, awesome folks.
And
Thank
we
you
did.
for all you do.
And we did get the seeds. Appreciate it. We got that package the other day, so that'll be on our next mail call.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
All right. We'll talk to Darren. You'll be good to see you. And you know what? My
Nice to
drill
meet
sergeant, my drill sergeant used to tell me, he said, long hair leads to drug abuse. That's what he used to tell me. I don't know if it's true or not, but anyway. All right. Y'all be good, guys.
All right, mate.
And Bobby still loves you. She just ain't coming out. I seen you comment earlier. Bobby does love you. She just ain't coming on. I tried to get her on to get on the microphone with me and not do the camera thing. She's like, no, I don't do it. Of course, I don't blame her. If I was that pretty and they had to rip all my tops out to keep me from dying, I probably wouldn't get back on. Actually, I told her I'm not even gonna make videos. If I have to have that something, I won't even make videos until I get all my stuff fixed. Yes, I don't blame her. I'm not pretty like her though, so I don't have nothing to worry about. But I don't want to make videos and be spitting them, have the slur. But I get it. Belt Loop, what's up? How you doing, man? Thank you for showing up. We just blabbing about nothing now, just hanging out, shooting the breeze. What was you going to say before I cut you off again, brother? You was going to say something.
I don't know. Hey, Bradley.
That's what happened with me. Bradley, what's up, fam? Same thing happens to me. If I don't go ahead and say it, 30 seconds later, I'll forget it.
Yeah, I don't have a long attention span.
Hey, they said the wild one's in here. Did I miss him too? He did. What's going on, Bill? Good to see you, man. Thank you for dropping in. That's one of our very, very first subs. Best Life. Will's a cool dude. Good to see you, brother.
Is.
If y'all don't watch Best Life, you got it going on over there. Living off grid. Well, I would say Nala's probably one of our favorite parts of the channel, but we love you too, Bill. We love Nala. She's a pretty girl. I'm messy, dude. Are you messy when you eat? I'm sitting there trying to eat one of these. I'm dropping Oreos. No, that's just me too.
No,
so when you're done, you don't have to sit here and fluff your beard and get all the crumbs and stuff out.
No, that's for later.
Oh man, listen, I go to Taco Bell and get one of those Dorito Loco things. I take one bite and I've got half a pound of cheese in my beard riding down the road, and I'm looking. Bobby's like, "You need to fluff your beard," because that's what they're laughing at. I have to do this. Cheese goes flying everywhere. She's like, "You're worse than a kid." She is the star. I'm just kidding, brother. You know we love you too. That reminds me of my bear. I love my Akitas. It is, but sometimes it can be embarrassing. Lettuce and cheese, or
when you got bits of food hanging down.
Yeah. You know what's worse is when you got it in there and you go to hug somebody and they don't want to say nothing to you. Bobby don't care. She just call you out. I ain't hugging you. You better get a beard or a bib. Look at all this stuff in your beard.
Well, see, I avoid that by not hugging people.
Yeah, I'm surprised people still ask for them. Now it's just like unless it's at a funeral or get together or whatever. I think it's to see if I can get their arms all the way back around me again. See if I lost any weight.
Measuring you up for the hole.
Ooh, hey, fatty, I can touch my fingers now. You and it does. It does. Listen, when the day Bobby says cut it or whatever, I don't like it, it'll be gone. That's the only reason why. Like, I like it, and I would have it shorter so I could eat my food without, pulling down, whatever, or having to part the curtain so you can take a bite of a French fry. It does get aggravating, but
It's more the mustache than anything.
yeah, and she likes it. So, I mean, even the caveman style, I was gonna trim it. She's like, nah. When I lay down to go to sleep at night, I didn't have something to run my fingers through or whatever. I reckon. But yeah, I don't really maintain this whole caveman style. It's all for her anyway. As y'all know, I don't dress to impress. That's for sure. So yeah, man, I can't believe Joe's still in here. He had a good live tonight, and I stepped all over Ann and the girls because they go live every Sunday, right? And sometimes they have a long live, and it just depends on how the girls are doing or if it's school time or not. But anyway, every time I go live, I'm stepping on somebody. But
Mate, it doesn't matter when you go live, you're going to step on someone.
Yeah, every time. But yeah, man, it has been an hour and 30 minutes. I got to go eat my Oreos and stuff. We had a good night. I'm surprised. I think the last time I went live, we had like 6 people all night. Anti got mad at me. He's like, dude, he didn't have to say nothing. I knew what he was mad about because I don't never promote the live or, let people know a couple of days before. I just pop up and go. So, but now we're not going to try to do that because we do have somebody doing those nighttime contracts until the contract ends. We're going to finish the month out. But I'm not doing it. We got family doing it. But so my nights and weekends are free. We're going to try to do this every weekend. We're going to try to stick to Sundays because we're always off on Mondays because the kids go to therapy. That was our first original time. The only reason why we switched to do Saturday was for Gardengurus chat or whatever. But we're just going to stick to Sunday for right now.
Well, and it was handy for me. It was a public holiday. I was trying to wake up. I looked on Facebook and saw, hey, you're live.
Cool. Well, you know me, man. We talk all the time. I don't care if you come in. I'm never going to be mad at you. But when you do make it, I love it when you come in and hang out. But when you can't, I understand. It's all good. If you catch them, you catch them. It's fine. I'm just happy I do get people to come in. But
yeah, nowadays I miss most lives because I've got to work back in the office.
Yeah, well, that was my problem the whole time. I wouldn't get to go in everybody's stuff. Everybody used to call us legend because every time they would go in somewhere, we would always be there,
Mm.
But when you got these nighttime and daytime clients and you're working 24 hours a day, I got to pop in and go wherever I can. Sometimes it's in the daytime. Sometimes we go together. And it's still that way, but I don't have regular nighttime clients anymore. Somebody else. We do, but somebody else is doing it. And I just didn't have time to go even watch other people's videos and comment. And I was like, dang, if I don't start putting out stuff, we're going to start losing members, We ain't even done our first members only live stream yet. So but we have membership. So, we jumped the gun on that. But we sent out a bunch of good stuff, but I just ain't had time to sit down and because of all the work. But now y'all in for it because I don't have nighttime clients and my weekends are free. I'm going to be all up in y'all stuff. Plus be doing live stream, stepping all over people. But I will be in your videos and commenting again. So I get to sit down in what I call network. I get to sit down to make sure I take care of the people that, All right, Anti, have a good one, man. She'll be sending digital hugs or she'll email you. We appreciate you, brother. What's Bradley saying? I hear you. Bradley's always leaving in the middle of a live doing something because it's right at that perfect time. He'll start his day, come in and say, all right, how you doing? And then 15 minutes later, he's got stuff to do, that's how it works on Homestead. So.
Yeah, well, I'm not a morning person, so I sleep through most American lives on the weekend.
Yeah. I love my Aussie fan, man. And somebody gets up in the middle of the night to talk to you and don't cuss you out when you wake them up. Said, Darren's my best friend. So if I got something I get excited about or I hit a milestone, I'm like, hey, look at these analytics because he knows more about it than I do. I forget that my daytime is his 3 o'clock in the morning sleeping time. And I'll text
like
him.
I've told you, send me a message anytime. It won't wake me up if I'm not awake.
Yeah, so I was like good with it because I was always worried about, man, he's answering. It's 3:00 in the morning. And Bobby will slap my arm and go, "Did you wake him up?" Was that? He said if he was awake, he would talk. If he wouldn't, to heck with it till he didn't answer. So,
Yeah.
I guess I'm good with it. But at that first time, I was like, dang, I forget. 3
I
o'clock.
don't worry about the time.
Messages on his phone. Can you imagine singing ding, ding, ding? He looks at, oh, it's a dummy from America. He didn't.
No.
3:00 in the morning, he's got no idea.
Terry just said he's easy to wake up in the morning. Ha 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 ha. She normally wakes me up most mornings and involves something like 7 phone calls.
Hey, that's I've changed. I used to be like that. Now, every morning, it don't matter what I do. Every morning about 5:30, my bladder's knocking. Hey, dude, you better get up and go to bed. I was like, this is what it's like to get old. I can't even sleep late anymore, even when I try.
No, see, I'll wake up in the middle of the night with that knock going on and go, yeah, no, that's too much like effort, and go back to sleep. Once I'm up and moving, then it's a rush.
Yeah. It's the Joe's leave. Thank you, Joe. I'm trying to keep up with people that's leaving. Appreciate you coming in, Coach. I call him Coach, just But anyway, it's awesome. Joe's a big supporter. Joe tries to support everybody. Anybody else
Joe
leaving?
does support everyone.
That you know of? I don't think. But I'm getting ready to. I've done what I had to do. I'm glad I got some people come up on the panel. Jesse, if he's not doing nothing, he always tries to. Will used to come up and talk to me, but usually he's got a lot of stuff going on. Or he's always working and doing something while he's watching us. Darren always comes up when he can. I always like it when you come up because you usually hang out with me. If I stay up and have one of those 4-hour lives, your day's already going so you can hang out with me. Everybody else is going to bed. Boone and Jules usually does, but everything's changed. Like we still talk every day, just like family, brother. It's every day. But she works. Boone works now. And she's like this. She works at a daycare. She's some kind of big wheel at a daycare now. And so she don't have as much time.
Yep.
We don't get to see her as much, but I bet I think we've only seen her one time since she started the job. We talk to her every day though, but got to get those hugs in. And Boone, every time she comes, she brings cookies. You can't get cookies like Boone's from no shop in the world. That lady can make some freaking cookies. She does a lot of stuff, but she's always bringing cookies, a whole big old tray, So the hugs and the cookies is worth it. What's up, Patty? You hanging out with the cool kids again. Good to see you. We was actually just talking about hanging out for another 10 or 15 and calling it out. Everybody's leaving on us. Of course, I understand it's been Easter Sunday. I guess everybody's been spending time with family and cramming, eating. I know I did. I cooked supper. What did I fix? I fixed grilled barbecue chicken, homemade potatoes, mashed potatoes, or cream potatoes. That's how the kids like it. And pintos with Texas toast. That's it. And then Bobby did this Oreo thing that I'm trying my best not to mukbang here on the live stream, but they're good. It's really good. They're flaky and sweet, and her concoctions, man, they taste really good. But man, sometimes I'm like, she's trying to kill me for insurance, type 2.
Yeah, just be careful if she ups your insurance.
She knows that she'll bring me 2 and put the pan away. That's what she's being nice. Because she knows once I find them, that's when type 2 kicks in, because I'll get 3 or 4 more. And then give me a glass of milk and go watch a movie. And she's like, hey, you was only supposed to have 2, Or she'll get a pack of cookies or something. She'll like, here's your 3. She's actually being nice because she knows I get the munchies, If my eyes get really red, I get hungry. And if I find sweets or something that's not good for me and fast, I'm just going to eat it and watch TV. Sorry, y'all. It's the truth. So there is that eating phase, you know. And that there's times, you know, some medicine just makes it to where you don't care what it is as long as it ain't a turd, you're gonna eat it, you know. You just get hungry. So
Yep.
Cheetos, Doritos, cookies, cake, it don't matter. It just happens. Bradley gets it. Idaho Garden Girl. Yeah, I thought she was leaving, but I think she was saying goodnight to Voon. She's still here. There she is. She's like, "Oh." Stephanie's cool. Yes, yes, Patty. You are very welcome. So, hey, I think because we've had 14 emails, I know that's not a huge, but for me, that was a lot for the chicken trivia thing. So I'm going to sit down and actually take some time and code it since we're in kind of like a short spell because we got our seed here waiting to go out and our cold crop doing their thing. I'm kind of in a little slowy thing so I can get it built really quick, but it was fun last time, and they said they learned some stuff from it, so I'm going to put some new stuff back in there. We'll try it again.
Awesome.
It's something to do when we have boards, you know, board spells are not a lot to talk about.
Well, the other thing is with the book coming out is product placement.
Yeah, that's a good idea too. Because we always have that little break in there where, you know, we can throw up pictures and videos. And
That's exactly it.
I'm really excited, man, because I put a lot of work into it, and there's just I know once people read it, they're going to find those secrets, you know, and they're going to be like, oh, I didn't know that, you know, because I've got a whole lot of stuff that I'm not going to put on YouTube ever, some I can't put on YouTube. And it's not really that controversial. It's just they don't want you telling other people that you can take care of your chickens naturally. You don't always have to take them somewhere professionally when something happens. There's a preventative measure, and then there's a natural measure. And the more we try to lean toward the natural, you know, measures of taking care of things, the more they kind of want to go, you're not a professional. Don't be telling people. You know, they kind of want you to push the ivermectin and the penicillins and the injections.
Yeah, I don't know if that's animal related as much.
Right. Yeah. Because
you need a DR certificate to do it for people.
Right.
But not so much with animals.
And the medicines are crossover. That's the problem. The medicines are crossover. You can take dog penicillin is penicillin.
Yeah, but you don't need to mention that it works for people when you're talking about chickens.
Right. And that's the bad part about it. So.
Yeah, don't mention that it works for people.
You know, still.
That's like people whose fish, in like Angry Americans, and people are talking about their fish has a cough. Where would they get medicine for it?
Yep.
Terry asks if you've got the paprika up for sale on the website because somehow she doesn't have any now.
I know. And if I did, you're not buying them. I'm just going to send you some. No, ma'am. I'll send you some. And I don't have them on there yet because what my plan was, I think I started 12. So I have a buku left. I was going to start 12 and condition them here. And then I was going to take, because I'm not going to grow any other pepper, no cross-pollination, just that. And I'm going to do that so I can get more seed. That way I have the original and in some condition here.
Yep.
What I have now or what I get, either way, if you want some, Terry, just say the word. I'll get some back out there to you. It ain't a big deal to me. I'll send you a whole envelope full. It doesn't bother me. You won't pay for them. But yes, I still have them. They're going up on the website. I just kind of wanted to wait. The germination rate on those things are absolutely crazy. Not one. Actually, I accidentally dropped a seed because I wanted to make sure I had one in each solo cup. I dropped, and even the ones I accidentally dropped came up. So I got to start peppers now. So it's great.
I don't bother planting them anymore. I just shake the dried ones at the end of the season.
I hear you. That's a grind. Like normally it takes about 15 days if you put them on a heat mat. I didn't put these on the heat mat, and they was up in like 7. I did put them on heat mats, and they started getting all happy in the solo cups. I was like, y'all got to slow down. You can get too big and outgrow the cup before I can get you outside. So, not one seed I put in that did not come up. It's 100%. So, I'm happy
Awesome.
with them. I could probably put them up there now.
She said she'll send you a message.
Facebook. Hey, we talk on Facebook Messenger all the time, Terry. Or you got my phone number. You can either way. Just contact me. Let me know how much you need. When you need them, I can get you some in the mail tomorrow.
Well,
Actually,
she just saved enough for one planting and then drowned them.
I got you. I understand.
Yeah, you did drown them. If you left them out there in the rain, you drowned them, woman.
Yeah, I like to try to get mine in a paper towel method and control the moisture until they do sprout, And I'll keep mine in the house. They're still in here.
Life happened. Blame life.
It's okay. I'll send you some more. And if you drown them, I'll send you some more after that.
She unmuted to tell me off.
But I think they're what? They're in 120 days?
I think so, mate.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can't drown too many more. You got a couple more chances to get them started.
Yeah, they take a while. And I'm only just starting to get peppers on mine because we had such a cold season.
Yeah. But I'll get you some out there. We take care of our fam. Hey, I'm gonna do a video on them soon, or I'll send you a little shorty so you can see them. They're getting really happy. I'm actually worried.
Awesome.
I'm not ready to put them out yet until at least May, and they're like rocking them pillow cups with them roots. That's very good size, so I might have to transplant them one more time. I'm excited for them though. That's the only pepper we're gonna grow this year. Just that pepper, nothing else.
Well, and it's one you're going to have the market on because no one else has got it.
Right. I'm probably going to do it pretty soon. Just for the craps and gigs because they do fine. I don't have no problem with them. I didn't really think I was going to anyway, but I know how the germination rate is on them. I'm good with them. So, yeah. And that's a specialty seed, so they may be a little $1 or $2 more. You just can't find, and it really, no matter where you look, it's really hard to find paprika seed in the first place. Then when you do find it, the hot variety is even harder to find. But so yeah, man, I really appreciate that too. When you get over here, there's some condition for here. We got the original. Terry's going to have some started. So
yeah, I don't trust Terry's gardening, but hey,
yeah,
I didn't say that.
Anyway. Where Steph has always got some stuff going on where she lives at. I remember some of the stories that she told us last time.
The problem is she tends to overcommit her garden.
Yeah.
And she ends up with a massive garden and gets busy.
I understand. It's really easy to do. Get excited. I still have to. Bobby's got pretty good about it now, but we used to get pretty heated about it. She'd come up, we would have the garden full, and she'd have an armful of trays like, hey, down here at Shady Grove, the big Amish greenhouse. Hey, look, I got these. Like, where are we going to put it at? Like this. I don't want to do this for anybody, but we can't get all that. Like, we got nowhere to put it. But we don't have this strain, and we don't have this strain. And now, once she started to have to process it all and can it, she took out the stuff. You find out there's a lot of stuff. It's just not practical. No matter how cool it is. So she's pretty good.
Sometimes it's
in the staples. Taters, beans, corn, tomatoes.
Yeah, sometimes it's handy just to grow the staples, just the stuff that you're going to use, and have the rest of the seed aside. And seed does last.
Yep.
Your germination rate's going to die down, but your seed's going to last.
Yeah, and there ain't nothing wrong growing. We always try to say, don't stop growing new stuff, but we always try to keep limited to one or two things that we've never grew before that we might want to try. It's always to eat. Even our flowers are edible now. The only flower we don't have that's not edible, that we do have is edible, not edible, dang it, is the zinnia. And we use it for pollinators and get our bees up in the garden. But everything we have is edible now, including flowers. And that's usually borage and things of that nature. So we always try to at least do 1 or 2 things new, because that's how we found some of our favorite strains and switched over to stuff, is trying new things. But we don't really go crazy with it anymore at all. We get 2 or 3 things, put it somewhere and try it, but we're always just sticking to staples now, which I'm proud of her, because you could be gardening for 2 or 3 years and still have that bad habit of grabbing everything and, oh, here's some new tomatoes and here's the tomato looks like fire. It's just it's cool. The tie-dye tomato, everything. I'm like, we have 15 varieties already. We're only growing 3. When do you think we're going to get these in the ground? So, eventually she's like, yeah, you know what? That makes sense. So.
And, you tend to settle on those ones that are easy, that produce well. And they fall back to the old standards, like your Romas, your San Mazzanos, and that sort of thing.
Yeah. And you will find yourself going back to those because they're the easy ones. They taste good. You know what I'm saying? That's why we call them staples. You always go back to them. But we pretty much, I don't know, it's kind of weird to say because I'm really bad with heirlooms. But when it comes to corn, we've strictly just stayed with hybrids. We don't even do names. I think we've sold all our seed as far as heirlooms goes for the Silver Queen. And we're like right now we're just doing hybrids because I can't beat the taste. And I've never grew corn and got 4 ears on every stalk. Like it just don't happen, but you do silver or honey select, that triple sweet. So it's the SUI, the Sioux variety. That stuff is crazy, man. If you get it started before you put it in the ground, it'll still go 85 days when you put it in the ground. But the longer you keep it going before you put it in the ground, the more stalks you get off of it. It's ridiculous. And it tastes so crazy. It's the best tasting corn. I was like, you know what? That's going to be a staple. And I don't like having heirloom staples, but I'm going to buy it every time just because you can grow half of an acre. Like if you did half a row of that versus 1 full row, you're still going to get even more because you're getting 4 ears per stalk. And they're like 8 inches. Crazy.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we do tend to get wrapped up. I mean, have a look at my sweet potato crop. I got 5 different sweet potatoes.
Yeah, but man, potatoes though. You know how me and you are on potatoes. Maybe not a sweet potato, but there's so much. Potatoes the best thing. There's so much you can do with a potato. I think we got our Georgia Red Jets down pretty good. I have to try some of the purple varieties and stuff. But I love sweet potato too. And you are right, Will. Some stuff, like my downfall with lettuce, I love fresh salads, It's just I have to have one at least every day. Sometimes I'll go a week and not eat nothing but salad. I just love it. But we grow a bunch of it because of me, and you got to eat that stuff fresh. I mean, you can shred it or throw it in the freezer too, but still it don't last that long. And that's kind of made us not. Now, like for this year, I have 4 heads of lettuce out. It's Tehama, which is my favorite. And that's it. And I'll eat those. And then when I'm done or they start to bolt, I'll rip them out. And we already got them spaced out enough for tomatoes anyway. So it always has to do with how easy or hard stuff is to process and how long it'll store, which is another thing I think he's trying to say. Because if you do find something, it's only going to store for a year, even if you do can it, like some syrups or medicine or stuff like that. That weighs in too, because you don't want to put a lot of stuff back. It's not going to last that long.
No.
Corn you can do can, or you can freeze, and it's good in there it's good in the freezer for a year or two. So. Hey, I seen some of yours too, Patty. You got it going on over there. We always get, I know it's crazy, but here we always get more potatoes when we do slips than put potatoes in. Last year we did 30 sweet potato slips, and we got 120 pounds of sweet potatoes off 30 slips. And the year before that, we planted 8 Georgia Red potatoes, and we got we just planted whole potatoes. We got maybe 25, 30 pounds off of those 8 pounds. And that, I mean, those potatoes was big. That was like football. They had shoots coming all off of them. and it was late. You know, we didn't have time to get shoots, and the slips didn't have roots on them yet. They was just attached to the potato, so we just stuck the whole potato in the ground and
So
formed by slips.
I'm lucky here in that I can overwinter most of mine. So I'll just plant and just plant aerial plant, not aerial plant, ground. My brain's gone dead.
Hey, Amy, what's up?
I'll just pin a root down and pin a vine down and cover it with soil and let it root up.
Yeah.
And that's next year's.
Now here we have what we have to do is pull them up. I got a video on it. It's easy. We just chunk it in some sawdust.
Yep.
Or wood shavings. Normally we'll have wood shavings ready available because that's what we muck our stalls with for chickens in the coop. And we'll just put a layer of coarse shavings down and potatoes, make sure they're not touching more, and we just keep stacking them on top of each other. We do it in 5-gallon buckets, storage bins, or whatever. Put it in a dark, cool place, no moisture, and then they'll stay there for like 6 months. But we'll put them in the fall, and then in the spring, we'll pull them out of the darkness and take the lid off and just slide them under the sea table. We don't put light or nothing on them, but we get them back in warmer temperature. By then, it's usually 76 degrees in the house versus that cold closet in the bed. So we'll just take and put them in a room and just let them warm up. And they've already got little shoots on them, but just by hanging out in the bedroom with normal light off and on up whenever we use it, but it's warmer. By the time like April or March gets around, they already got 8 and 12-inch slips on them already. They don't have roots, but we just take them and put them in water, man. They start having roots, rip them off, and put the potato back in water and more grow. But we have to put ours like in something soft, airy, and in a colder place because we can't leave ours in the ground like you can because we get some pretty.
Well, the ones I harvest, honestly, they go in one of my garden buckets. It's got some holes in the bottom, and they just all get laid in there. And that's it. I just finished the last one this week from last year's harvest, and I'm just about to harvest this week.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's it, layering. That's the word I was looking for. It's ground layering. And yeah, they only take probably 2 weeks, Patty, to ground layer.
That's great, though. I mean, that's great timing. That's good. It don't happen like that around here.
But yeah, I can ground layer them. You can ground layer them and greenhouse them over there.
Yeah.
And that way you've got that plant as soon as the weather starts warming, it can come out of the greenhouse.
Yeah, I can't either. It would be a lot easier, but still, it's not that bad, because you got to harvest them anyway. So we'll just take half of them and eat them and sell them, and the other half go into the house. But it would be a lot easier if you could do it that way.
I've had absolutely no success starting from a tuber trying to get slips or anything like that. And it's weird, but it doesn't matter whether it's mine or one from a store, doesn't matter. I finally got one of mine to slip this year, and it's in the garden. It's one I started last year.
Right. Wow.
So it took 12 months for me to get a plant.
Well, now here I will tell you, when we put slips in the ground, almost every time they're ready a little too early, and we put them in the ground, they'll do good for a little while, and we'll have a light frost. But because it's a slip and not a potato, that slip will get burnt like all the way to. I think I got a video on one, but anyway, they got ate up and just completely burnt black to the ground. I thought, well, we're not gonna have no sweet potatoes this time. I'll go ahead and start again next year because we still had some. Well, somewhere around April, the middle of April, I seen the little green nubs come back out, and I looked, and it was a whole staggered row. I was like, every one of them came back, but it was just a slip again, not the potato. But every time we put slips in the ground, it almost happens. Thank you very much, Mark. We appreciate it. Almost every time they'll get burnt off or they'll die back to the ground, and it's like they take root and come back. But we always get more potatoes from slips for some reason. I guess it's because the ground is so soft. This year, though, sweet potatoes are different because we're doing it in that black matting. So we're really not burying the potato. It just kind of, I've seen Chris and Dee from Naturally NC do the same thing. She just took the slips and put them in a hole there. And when she went to harvest her potatoes, they just cut the greens and pulled that black matting back. and her potatoes was half buried under soil, but like you could see every potato they grew. They didn't even have to dig them up. They was just picking them up off the ground. It was the
Awesome.
coolest way, and they got so many potatoes. They're probably not even going to change. I think she said they was going to do it that way every time. So that's what we did this time. We have the same matting, and we still got 300 slips on the table waiting to give away or sell or something. But we put them in the ground the same way. So we'll see.
I can't wait to have room to actually plant stuff in the ground.
Yeah, that's going to be the best part, man. You may get that first. You got all that room. You may be having variety anxiety where you have to get all these varieties. And
well, what I want to do eventually when we get our full place is I want to do organic methods side to side. So I want to do some raised garden beds. I want to do back to Eden. I want to do lasagna method.
yeah.
I want to do traditional American where you just till it. And just do a bunch of methods side to side and see how they all go.
That's going to be good content.
Yeah.
That's really good. And that's awesome. I can't wait.
But
Bradley,
can you imagine the space you need for that?
Sorry, Darren. That was not, let's see. If you're talking about the sweet potato, that was Chris and D, and that's not the name of the channel. Their names are Chris and D. It's Naturally NC is the name of the channel. Naturally NC. And they're on our friends list too, but you can look them up. They got maybe 2,000-3,000 subs, but they got a whole video on how they did it with the same matting that I got. And she just made a little hole and stuck the slip down in there and tried to get the roots covered up. And you can see their harvest on the video. It was absolutely awesome. And their potatoes wasn't really buried. They just kind of grew under that black mat and on top of the soil. It's pretty good. And I think it was their very last sweet potato video. You'll find it. It's pretty neat. And then we got the same matting, so I tried the same thing this time. So if it works, it'll be awesome. I'll just do that every time. I bet you could do red or like whole potatoes. It's the same way. It probably worked the exact same way. You're very welcome, man. Yeah, there will be a lot of stuff to learn from that. That'll be good. I mean, that'll be like you'll be up right
you
there.
hear different ways and how this way is better and that way is better and that sort of thing. Who's ever sit there and grown them all side to side in the same ground,
Right.
getting the same water and that sort of thing?
Yeah, that'll be great. Thank you, Patty and Amy. Amy said it looks like about their second video. It's really good. And then we're doing corn a different way. I've told Amy in a message, we're going to do a video on corn, but it's going to be a while. It's the third time that we did corn this way. It's really crazy. I don't know why it happens like it does, but we're going to do it again this year, and we're going to video everything. And if it happens again, then we're going to know this will be the fourth time, and then we're just going to stick to it and keep doing it the same way. But I can't believe it. Like, I even contacted Travis and tried to get his info on what he thought. Travis from Lazy Dog, which is where I got the variety of corn from anyway. And he was saying that with those varieties, those super sweets, they don't do it with any other, but with corn, hybrid corn, you can keep your corn 2 weeks in the greenhouse, 3 weeks, whatever. But when you put it in the ground, it's when you start your count days. I thought that was the stupidest thing I ever heard until I did it. And when you put that hybrid corn in the ground and start from day one, it don't matter if you hold that corn out of the ground for a month. If you put it in the ground and count day one, it'll still do the days that it's supposed to do. Like if it's an 85-day strain and you put it in the ground, it's still going to go the full 85 days, even though it's already 3 weeks old. Craziest thing. But at the end of the harvest season, when we do that, every time we get four ears per stalk on one stalk. And now I ain't talking about baby. They're like 8 and 11 ears. Perfect. Tastes good. It's never happened until we started doing it that way. First time was by accident, and then every other time after that, we just copied. And I was like, this is crazy. I got to contact somebody to see why this is happening, because I'm not no freaking genius with corn. I'm pretty comfortable with corn, because that corn and tomato is one of the most challenging things for me. So I made sure I try to, put a grip on that. And I'm really comfortable with corn, but I just couldn't figure out why that happened. And he said, believe it or not, that's the one thing that they do with the hybrid corn is they don't count. No matter how old the corn is out of the ground, They don't count any days until they put it in the ground and it gets rooted.
Cool.
And that's always in a wood chip garden, even if it's covered with weed matting. That is in a wood chip garden. And because for some reason in a wood chip garden, he said the same thing. Like it's either so rich in nutrients or whatever, but it's really hard for them to get seed started. But if they go by starts, and once the starts grab on, they go crazier than anything that they've ever grown before. But not everything is easy to grow inside there, and a lot of stuff it's so rich in nutrients. Some stuff will just die. Like we can't do rhubarb at all. But he has pretty much the same type, and I always said it was the same thing with hybrid corn. So we're going to go ahead and document everything exactly the way we fertilize it on what day. Follow the whole method through and then show you one more time, because we already got a video showing you 4 years per stalk on the Honey Select, but we're going to do a video and show you how to get it every single time. And we think it's G90, all the hybrid corns that you can get, not just Honey Select, but it's all the triple or the SUI corn that'll do it. So it's pretty interesting. I can't wait to get the info out there, because I know after 4 years it's just going to happen again when we do it. So good night, Randy. We're really actually signing off too. It's been 2 hours just hanging out saying good night to everybody. But you know how us Southerners do it. We say goodbye for another hour 30. So
try leaving his house.
yeah. Yeah, and that's one thing we was going to do till we got this matting, which is another crazy thing. Let's see, Patty. The quarter mile down the road, we got Shady Grove. You hear me talk about it all the time. It's my favorite nursery and greenhouse, and they do rhubarb really good, and they like to utilize the wood chip, in deep bed garden and stuff like that. But it don't do so good here, and I don't know why. But a lot of things we do here, we always, even before we had the weed mat, we had to go from starts, get them established, because smaller things at seed was just, I don't know why, but he's telling the truth. It just seems like there's almost too much there for him to handle. But what does take off is ridiculous. So, I'm kind of happy with it. But yeah, we tried rhubarb and it just sat there for the longest time and just kind of slowly withered away and burn up. And that's what he said. He's like a lot of stuff just can't handle the nutrients in there. So, and also last year was the last year we utilized the chicken. We won't be doing it anymore in the gardens. We'll also be doing a video about that one day. So
rhubarb does okay in summer heat as long as it's got plenty of water to it. But it's very thirsty, and it does like borderline soil.
we're bad with it, Patty, especially Bobby. Y'all think I like Bobby loves to talk. I'll be in the car on my phone eating supper, and Bobby will still be saying, "But hey, Darren has met us like 2 or 3 times. We went to South Carolina the last time we seen Darren, and I thought I was talking. Whew. She was quiet on the leave, and I was the one talking before we left a lot. But the whole rest of the day, it was Bobby and Shona.
Mm-hmm.
Just went over to the building, but Bobby, Shona, and Terry was just talking. At the end, I unloaded like, "Oh, damn, we're leaving." But I was trying to make videos and stuff. I got a nighttime video of me and Darren standing in front of the car. I still ain't putting the video. I bet that thing's a minute.
We never shoot any video when we get together.
We just hang out and have fun. And then
Just
whenever
hang
I
out and
do,
have
we're
fun.
like, man, we didn't make any videos. But it don't matter. If we did, it'd be great content. But we have so much fun. We don't even pull the cameras out. It's crazy. I wish we do. I wish we could, though, because we have a lot of good conversations and a lot of fun. We need to remember to get it out one day.
Mm-hmm.
I think nobody does because we're too busy eating food, and the food's so freaking good when we're not
Eating
talking.
food, talking.
Yeah, nobody wants to mukbang on camera. None of us really like eating on camera. I don't anyway.
Well, the funny thing is, despite all of us having channels and that sort of thing, none of us are real jump in front of the camera people.
Awesome. I love people. I love to see how people are doing new stuff, building new beds. I mean, even though I was giving away chickens today, I was happy seeing other people get in, because she was like, this world, it's time. We got to start. I was like, here's the starter, I love to see that because more people will need to do it, you know. You know what I mean? I'm a prepper without, pushing on everybody else, but we all need to do more to be self-reliant right now anyway. I love helping people out. So if I see people, I'm going to get excited to watch people get into chickens and growing food or growing new stuff. I just love it. That's not funny, but it's kind of funny for the people that try to grow rhubarb and can't. Steph's over here got volunteered all over the place. That's how our zinnias are. I made our own hybrid color, and now the garlic zinnia all year in that same corner. It's just the volunteer garlic where, our garlic gets this big, and then when we pull it out, I love elephant garlic. It's my favorite. And every time we pull it out, Bobby calls them baby garlic, but they're called corms with the M. And the little ones will fall off and stay in the dirt. They come back every 2 years, man. They come back and they're huge. So the garlic will grow, and right about the time we get the garlic out in May and June, the zinnias are just starting to bloom. It works out perfect. But that whole corn is always full, and we ain't planted zinnia seed in 2 years since I did that video on hybrid colors and let them fall down to the ground. They just reseed. It's crazy, but they come back pretty. I love them. So everybody got zinnia seed this year in the proto packs. I bet there's 100 or 200 zinnia seed in that pack, but everybody got flowers this year, or this month anyway, for the seed packets. You better, man. That'd be a fun time. We'll load you up before you go back home too. We had Jeff and Shona Wade down with Chow Chow. We sent Jeff a whole bunch of extra stuff of Brunswick stew. They came over. He took one bite and he was like, "Oh, that's my favorite too." So they got the recipe, and Shona was gonna fix it. So we loaded. Bobby took. I made a whole big old huge pot. Bobby made Jeff a bunch of some jars of it. I think she sent her 1 or 2 jars. Chow Chow, Brunswick stew. Oh man, I don't even know. Muscadine, jam, everything you could think of. We loaded her car up with, and plants. I think, and Jules come over too. We had roses sharing, cherry trees, and I sent them some slips home, and we was doing all kind of swapping. And then they got baby Ibanez out of the car. That was our gift from them. But
Terry was just saying how good the chow chow was.
Yeah. Jeff needs to let y'all know, because he said he would eat it straight out of the jar. And I was like, well, that's what I do. And then he looked at the jar, and I was like, I didn't double dip. But he got 2 brand new. I mean, Bobby gave him a huge quart. Usually we got the little pints or whatever, but we sent him home with a whole quart. It'll take him 2 months to empty that out of the refrigerator. But it's good stuff, though. It goes with beans. We use it on hot hamburgers. It's really good on hamburgers, pinto beans. Hendrix likes it in the morning with eggs, sausage. He'll get some chow chow out. It's really good stuff, though. And anybody that's close to North Carolina, we got Billy from Wickershire. He's supposed to be dropping in. He wants some trees and cuttings.
Billy's coming, boy.
Yeah, Billy's going to come to visit Lazy Acres, and they're 15. That's Bobby's family, like they're cousins.
I know that.
But yeah, April and Bobby are actually family somehow. They're cousins or whatever. But so they're 15 minutes down the road, and they've been to our house several times. So I think Billy's going to come over and get some elderberry cuttings and willow. He wants some willow and stuff like that. So Billy will be coming. New Horizon has came this close so many times. Like we'll fix supper, like we're going to come bring the camper. Park it. Come on, let's go eat. So New Horizon eventually, we've met them, but they hadn't come yet. But they're gonna come and do a farm tour.
Hey, I started organizing a get together a month before I get there.
Yes, that would be. Hey, listen, I got the land, man. There's no how many YouTubers we could fit on this 13 acres. Big old pasture. I don't know where we put all the campers and stuff at, but we can have a big old shindig out here in the field.
Teresa, when she gets the truck fixed finally, she'll head up for a visit.
Anytime. Hendrix would
That
love.
damn truck.
Yeah, well, we was like the same thing with the Subaru. You guys know I love a Subaru. It's my favorite car, but once you get past 2013, man, I don't know what happened to them. But our Impreza transmission dropped out. It's for a perfect car. And I was like, you know what? We put a brand new engine in that thing one time. That wasn't brand new. We had like 16,000 miles on it when we bought the engine. We put it in there, and then the transmission goes out. And it's, what do you call them? I forgot what they call them. It's a different kind of transmission. But anyway, I'm not doing it, man. So we're just going to sell it for parts. Right now we're in a van, so trust me. Like the van that we're running now, it ain't half as new as the Subaru was, and we're always running into some crap with it. What's going on, PSV Odyssey? Howdy, howdy. Thank you for coming in, man. We discussed all the stuff we needed to. We just hanging out, chilling, just talking about whatever. Hanging out with the fam. Yeah, Subaru. I like Subaru. I love it. Actually, Subaru is my favorite car, but that's it. CVT. See what happens? I need to eat some more of my Oreo here a little bit, but my brain's not working right. I get sleepy. But yeah, man, I don't know what happened after 2014. I love Subaru Imprezas. It's my favorite. The Tribecas are pretty, an SUV, but my favorite SUV is a Lex. My brother, all he drove for a long time was Lexus. It's a really good car. I can't afford to work on them. Have stuff worked on them, but they're great cars too. But I really like Subaru. I don't know what happened after 2014. Something's going on with the transmission. The CVT, they say if you get a good one, it'll last forever. But if you get one that's, not so good. But yeah, I don't know. I love Subaru, but this one, I put stuff in it and drive it and put stuff in it. Now we have rode the freak out of this thing, man. I'm serious. We have put that Subaru through the mill. It's done everything, work, personal stuff. It's been an everything vehicle because that's all we had for a long time. So, and we did put a new engine in it. It was 248,000. And then we put an engine in it. And I don't know, I think it went for another 130,000 and the transmission went out. So I think that transmission might have close to 400. That's pretty good, but at 400,000, that's pretty good. But at the same time, that car's 2016, 17, something like that. So I'm not putting another transmission in it. So we're just going to let the whole car go. And now we're driving a van. I think it's a Dodge. Way older. I'm talking. I call it the crap mobile. I hate riding in it. There's always an issue. So now we're really afraid to go visit. If we do, we just get a rental. We'll just go rent one because I don't want to deal. I know something's going to happen when we try it. So, I call it to the store and back. So we got two vehicles here. One might get you there, the other one won't. Guaranteed. So I just don't want to take any chances. So just to the store and back. I know how you feel, Terry. Trust me.
At the moment, it's just trying to chase down where the problems are. It was supposed to have had a new engine in it, and yeah, it wasn't. The problem is, by the time you chase down the problems, you've replaced the damn engine.
Yeah. And I did that already one time. I didn't want to do it again. I figured by the time we put a transmission in it, it wouldn't last as long as the motor. But I mean, I can't knock them for the older models, but it seems like the newer everything gets, the more stuff they got to put on it or put in it. It's a lot of stuff to me is garbage anyway. I like new vehicles. Like I said, I love the Lexus, but some of the tracking and some of the connection features that you can't stop. There's a lot of stuff monitored and a lot of garbage that don't need to be on there. And then they want to have selective few people to be able to work on it. So much to the fact that where they got covers and you got to have a special tool just to get to the friggin' engine. They're trying to lock it all up like Big Pharma. to make sure nobody gets to work on it or get the money out of it except for the people that made it. You know how it is.
Well, that's like the John Deere tractors. Unless you have the specific programming, and John Deere slightly alters their parts every 2 years. So you can't switch the parts across.
That's a good one, Patty. That's it's like a million miles in Australia. I love them, Patty. If you can stay below 2012, I swear by them. They actually take a whole lot of punishment. You know, and I always wasn't a good guy back in the day. Listen, if I got on one, especially, those little things are mean. Like, that's the only four-cylinder that I know of that comes out four-cylinder with over 300 horsepower. You get that little thing, I would outrun Camaros and Mustangs in them. I was rough on them, and they take every bit of it. But like I said, they always ruin something by going new or putting more stuff in it. You know, I like luxury. I'm not talking about needing no clunker, but some of it's like an iPhone. Another reason why I won't use one. Everything is so monitored and permissioned out. You know, I just don't like it. And then when you got to get some of that garbage fixed, nobody wants to work on it except for certain people that are certified to do so. And you got to pay that certified price of $175 an hour just to use the tool. And then the mechanics out. That's crazy. So, yeah. You're right. It is. It's cheaper to buy a match to some of them. You're better off.
Leave a key in the car in the shopping car park.
Yeah. I love ours though. And we have I think it's JD Price. We got a JD Power Equipment here too. We have a James River. We got a bunch of them. I think we got ours from James River. And I love my John Deere. But when we bought it, we made sure it was the one assembled in Tennessee, so it's still made in America. And as long as you keep those little engines wide open, you don't halfway run them while you're using the transmission and keeping them on heels and stuff, they last forever. I mean, a long time.
The older ones are great.
Yeah. I think our D105 is like 11. No, it's 8. It's somewhere between 8 and 10 years old. My mama has a D110 that she bought, oh man, when they very first came out with that slanted front end. I think that lawnmower's probably 26 years old. And listen, my mama is really, I mean, if she tell you the truth, if she was in this live stream, she would tell you too. She's bad. Like she's got 2 kids. One of them's a truck driver, and she expects them to change the oil, do the tires, take it to servicing. Never happens. Like, in order to fix a flat tire to go out and mow, she went out with pump up. If y'all don't know what that is, it's insulation foam in a can, and she put it inside the thing and sprayed it. Said, I ain't putting that in this thing no more. I ain't changed the oil in that thing. She says she's afraid to change the oil because it's been so long. She's afraid it'll blow up. Like, it's been 10 years since she changed the oil, and I'm not lying to you. The filter on it is, you can't even read the label on it, and it's still going. She actually, for the last 2 summers, was mowing other people's yard for money for a side job. And, you know, she's in the fire department and all that stuff too. And then mows her own yard and does her neighbor's yard for free. But then she was traveling around mowing other people's yard with it too, and just wiring it out. Like, there's no tread on the tires, and she don't service it at all. And it's still rolling today. That lawnmower is still going. It's been like, it's almost been 30 years on that lawnmower. It's the old metal frame. I mean, you can walk up and bang it with a hammer. It's not plastic, but I mean, she don't do nothing to it but put gas in it, check to see if the oil's low, and that's it. And that thing is still rolling. So I can't knock John Deere, but ours is, I think ours is about old too.
Oh, look, the older ones are as good as gold. I wouldn't go for a new one though.
Yeah, that's what I say. I'm afraid to go new on that too, because I'm figuring that's what's going to happen.
I like the Coyote that Jeff and Sean has got. That seems to be the go-to at the moment.
Yeah, there's a lot of people going to GMC right now on the SUVs too. Amy, thank you for coming in. I was happy to get to talk to you in text message the other night. It disappeared. I don't like it was on Snapchat. It was weird, but anyway, it was good to get to talk to you and chat, and it's good to see you here tonight because we don't get to see you on YouTube much. You used to put out good videos with good information. But anyway, thank you, Amy. We miss you. Hit us up sometime back in group chat. I miss talking to you. Tell Terry, everybody else we said, hey, thank y'all. Thank you for coming in. We'll holler at you, though. Don't fall over. Go to bed, especially on my account. And Jason, I don't know how long you've been gone, but thank you for coming in, man. My coffee guy, he's usually hanging out with Glenn and him.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What the middle side just changed the oil my push mover. That's awesome. They don't make them. I think that's what we're trying to get to. I reckon they just don't make them like that anymore. I'm afraid to go new on anything. Now we had a new Buick Enclave. Bobby, I liked it too. It was good, but after 85,000, man, it was brand new. Like nobody owned that. Bobby went and got that right offshore in Florida. 85,000 miles. The timing chain gone. And it's like we have to take the engine out and do all this stuff. It was half of the price of the brand new vehicle to do it. And then this is what they told us. If you get the same model, like the car you got now, you get the engine you got put back in there, it's just going to do it again at 85,000 miles because that's what it does.
Oh,
like
wow.
the most infuriating conversation I ever had with a mechanic and a car lot at the same time. So we reneged and got rid of that brand new thing. And that's when we got the Subaru. Love that car, but I was like, there's no way I'm going to like put all this money back into it. And they just guaranteed me it was going to do it again at around 85 to 88,000 miles. No way. So Buick was out.
My car hasn't had a service for 5 years, but I run a diesel Triton Ute, which you guys don't have over there.
Right. Oh, Patty's leaving. Thank you, Bradley. I didn't see. Thank you, Patty. You always come in and hang out with us for a little while. You know where the cool kids is at anyway. Thank you, sweet lady. Bobby sending hugs, and she said anytime you want to do a catch up with her, you got the number. You guys can do it again. She's always willing. And I think that's going to get me out too, guys. I've been here 2 hours and almost 30 minutes. Never plan. I always say this. I never plan on going past an hour, but you know, the mouth gets going, especially when it comes to chickens. And I'm excited about this new book. There's so much stuff that put in there, you know. So I'm excited about it. When people read it and see the stuff that's in there, I think it'll take off because there's a lot of stuff in there. Like I said, it's gonna make people go, their eyes and their jaw will drop. Like, what? I didn't know this. And it's also stuff that I'm not going to put on YouTube. It's not that controversial. It's just stuff I know eventually is going to be.
Yeah.
And, you know, it don't have anything to do with processing blood, guts. It's just normal stuff that a lot of people don't know about chickens, but they don't want you to know. And I can put it in a book versus put it under a channel where I've got to get permission or, you know, whatever. And when it comes to a book, I'm not breaking any guidelines. So I'm just excited about a lot of stuff that's in there and that I'm not going to be making a video about. So people that get the book will be way up on the people that watch our videos because it's got some of the same content, but it's just so much more detailed. I can't really do that in the video, and I'm excited about it. I like to see how it goes. But I am getting ready to get out of here, and again, like we're down to 8 people, and that's what we held our very last live the whole time. I want to thank everybody for taking their time to come in and hang out with me. Listen to me blab about the book and brag because it's the first book. Probably going to be the only one I ever write, but I have got 2 years in the making, and it was designed with just the least amount of information, but there's still 150 pages, tons of pictures, and I'll keep everybody in closer detail when it comes out, but I wanted to make sure everybody got a look at it. I probably won't do any more excerpts. Don't want to give away too much information. But at least, and then, you know, people can go back to the live if they want to see any excerpts from it. But that's about all I'm going to do. Maybe a cover after that. But the first one will be on Amazon, and we'll see how it goes digitally. And then if anybody wants a hard copy, all you got to do is just click and order it that way. But it'll be on different places. That way you ain't got to stick just to Kindle. But I'm just happy that people know about it already, and we have enough people, you know, a lot of people in here hanging out with us. And I got to do it without, you know, just doing it to myself or having 2 or 3 other people in the live stream. So it worked out great for me.
You know, we'll be getting a hard copy of it.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm going to get you one anyway. I'm just going to sign it and hand it over to you.
No, we're going to buy a hard copy and you're going to sign it later.
Okay, that'll work. So thank you. Hey,
How many,
Darren,
how many
is-
times do we have to have the argument? If it's your business, I'll pay.
Yeah, and listen, you need to get in touch with me about the website. 'Cause I'm serious. I'll help you in any way. So just
Yeah, I got to do
no
something
rush,
because I'm
but I'll
paying
get
for
with you
crap at the
anytime on
moment.
that. You know what I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
And whenever you're ready to roll with that experiment, hey, I'll go with you. I'll work with you, man. We'll live closer.
Sure.
I'll just sit over and cut it out for you. But like Darren's always up here when we go live. Sometimes Will comes up. Patty usually comes up. It's good to see Jason in here, though. I imagine once in a while he might come up. But Darren, thank you for always being supportive, man. But people don't know we're always just right here. Darren's like my brother from another mother. Everybody else, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for listening to me rant about the book. You will hear more about it when we do chicken videos, and I'll keep you posted. But it's going to be somewhere around June, and then we'll talk about it a whole lot more. These live streams are going to keep happening Sunday nights at 9:00. I'll try to remember to keep you guys posted. It ain't going to be long for Miss Mouth of the South. We'll be back in here being a chatterbox. So I tried to get her to come in on microphone, but again, she says you'll be able to hear the little lisp where she don't have her, her teeth in anyway. So she don't have them yet. So that's why she's still waiting to get them. And when she gets them, she'll be in here. So thank everybody. Mark, I know you get tired of hearing this, but Bubba, I'm going to get in touch with you, and we're going to do this live stream for your cause. You guys don't forget to go over to the community page, read about Possum and his family. I know I don't like it's really tragic, and I think if nothing else, they need their prayers. Let everybody know that you at least support them in that way. And yeah, she is. That's what she calls herself, Bradley Mouth of the South. Chatterbox. She likes to talk, and I love it because she's funny when she does it. It always makes the live streams more fun. Darren, love you, my brother. Thank you very much
brother.
for coming up here again. Everybody, thank you for showing up. Y'all don't forget, we're going to be doing trivia and all that other chicken stuff in the near future, but our live streams will be happening Sunday night at 9. If they don't, I'll leave a post and let you know they're not happening and why, but we're going to try to stick to it. It worked out good on Easter Sunday, so we'll just keep going every other Sunday. Thank you guys for watching. Darren, thank you again. Jesse, wherever you at, thank you for modding and being awesome up on panel with us, hanging out with me and Darren. Everybody else, Will, Amy, Bradley, Jason, Patty. I don't want to name everybody that came in. We had a lot of people tonight. Rick, thank you guys. Stephanie, have a good night. I hope things get better. And hey, look out for Wednesday's video because we're showing you guys how to plant in this new garden, and we're going to give you a farm tour. Other than that, Darren, you got anything you want to talk about?
No,
Check out Dan Under Farming Forward, just one of my favorite artists though right here, but he does it in metal. He is a metal artist. Dude makes some awesome stuff, and y'all know he's a blacksmith. You need to go check his channel out if you ain't already. Yeah, Mark, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. And anybody that wants to do nothing else but share that out, share it out. Thank you guys very much. I'm going to shut up and say goodbye for the 19th time. You know how we're Southerners do it. Thank you guys for watching. And like that little engine that could, y'all keep on keeping on. I will see you on the next one. Thank you guys. Thank you, Darren.
that's okay.
Good night, Terry. I know you're there. We love you too. And I'll see you soon.